We in?
Yeah, I'm checking right now. We should be though.
It's on?
Come. Yeah, we in.
You just put that one back where I just had it. Yeah, okay. Put it in front of the sign though. In front of the black thing. Yeah. Put that one back where I just had it. Put it in front of the sign. We rolling.
Yeah, we in.
All right. All right, call Halam La.
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash.
Yahweh being who people call God. That's his true name, his actual name in the Hebrew tongue, Hebrew language. Yahweh Shai in the name Yahweh Shai, who people have been calling Jesus, whose name has been and is Yahweh Shai in the actual Hebrew tongue. All right. Salutations to our elder apostles and elder bishops. Double honors to them over the Great Millstone Church and to all the Akim, you know, down to the elders and to the rest of the Akim, that's other branches, also holding forth this word of life, the true word of life, the gospel, preaching it and teaching it, man, to the best of their ability, living it. And to you all, Shalom. So yeah, we the Hebrew Israelites, man, the true Hebrew Israelites, people of the book coming back midweek. And Spirit on us to just come out and prophesy as we do, you know, of the time to come. You know what I'm saying? Because the Messiah, he on his way back. And the key indicator of that is his spirit, you know? The key indicator something's about to come to life is you know, that was once dormant, is one like a body, you know, that was still and then eventually it starts back breathing or gets to breathing. That's the key indicator. And that breathing is synonymous with what? Spirit. You know what I'm saying? And what's the spirit of the Lord?
Spirit of prophecy.
These words coming out, right? In the form of men teaching you the prophecies. You know, the words of this book, which are about prophecy. You got it?
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, this is the book of Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
The testimony, said the testimony. One more time on that.
Salakia. For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
Yeah, the testimony of the Lord, right? The proof of the Lord is prophecy, man. The proof that the Lord exists is the things in this Bible, right, that are dealing with events starting to be seen, man. You know, that was declared way before these events, you know, were ever thought about, you know, or considered, you know. You're starting to see that, man. And a lot of people are starting to wake up to a lot of things he said, man. A lot of people are starting to what? Live the life that he said, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can get that in because the Lord said he gonna pour this out, man. All right. Let's get go to St. John 6 and 63.
Yep.
Sir.
I'm there.
Go ahead.
It's the book of St. John, chapter 6 and verse 63. It says, Salakia.
Come on.
Yep. St. John 6 and 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profited nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
See that? So these words is the spirit, man. Right? So these words is of the spirit of Yahushua, that spirit of prophecy. Right? These words, this book, this doctrine, these teachings. All right. I got a quick one. You can go to Mark 13. Real quick. 13 and like 23.
Take heed, foretold.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, go ahead and bring it out. That's cool.
Yeah, it's the book of Mark chapter 13 and verse 23. It says, but take ye heed, behold, I have foretold you all things.
Who have?
I have foretold you all things.
So the way you know the Lord's will and he on his way back, one is starting to see the stuff that he's supposedly, as people will have it, you know, these antichrists, these anti-messiahs will have it supposedly said, start to now be seen, right? Because the Lord said what? That way when this come to pass, you might believe
Right.
that I am he. All right, I believe that's in the book of John. Let's get that real quick.
Verse
11. Salakia 13 and 19. St. John.
St. John Slack.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This the book of St. John, chapter 13.
Matter of fact, go to 14
Yep.
and 29.
It's the book of St. John, chapter 14, and the verse 29. It reads, and now I have told you before it come to pass.
See, read that one time.
Yep. St. John 14 and verse 29. And now I have told you before it come to pass.
See, before. Now I have told you, right? Before, go ahead.
Before it come to pass. That when it is come to pass, ye might believe.
So you might believe that what?
Yep. You might believe hereafter. What says hereafter I will not.
That's it?
Yeah.
Go to the other one, 13 and 19.
This is the book of St. John, chapter 13 and verse 19. It says, now I tell you before it come, that when it is come to pass,
Right.
ye may believe that I am he.
See, that I am he. See, that am he. See that? So when you start, so if this man existed, key indicator, right, will be the book that has his accounts of things he did and says, you know, starting to be seen.
Exactly.
Being seen, being witnessed. And we seeing that. So he this man walked this earth. You see what I'm saying? People living this life one way or another, man. All right? We can go to Romans 14.
Yep.
You know, because the scriptures say every knee and tongue gonna bow and confess. All right? Let's go back.
Yeah, kind of.
Damn, Satan out here. Just too much stuff out of order in this damn place. 14:11.
Yep.
Come on.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 14 and verse 11. It says, for it is written, as I live, saith the Lord, every knee shall bow.
How many?
Every knee shall bow to me, and every tongue shall confess to God.
Yeah, man, go to Romans 3 and 3.
Yep.
Every knee gonna bow and confess. All these little ugly ass Edomites being disrespectful, you know, all that, man. You know, which we have our, you know, our times, because the Lord said, you know, against the, you know, a dog, you know, shall not you know, you got it.
They say,
Should I move his tongue against
Exactly.
any of the children of Israel? You know, man or beast. You know, now he ain't do nothing, but eventually shit like that just won't go
Hell
on
no.
no more. You know, you gonna, cause the scriptures tell you keep your foot when you go to the house of God, man. You know, keep your damn foot, man. Meaning stay in control of yourself. And literally, he brought his little feet through here, you know, through the little sanctuary that the Lord said was gonna be for us. And Satan trying to do everything to keep us from abiding here, man. You know, but we gonna be all right. It's just gonna be temptations when you come to deal with the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a balance. Most be like, oh man, I'm not the real Lord because, you know, the men of the Lord, or I can't be a man of the Lord because the heathen just, you know what I'm saying, tried me. Nigga, it's a balance, brother. All right? You're gonna be tried. The scriptures tell you in Sirach 2, my
Paradise
son,
soul. Yep.
you know, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. And where does the temptation come from? Through the spiritual demon Satan. You know what I'm saying? Whose physical counterpart are these damn devils on the earth. So-called white people, so-called white man. You know? So you're gonna be tried, man. You know, with all type of stuff. You know? You got damn people sending, you know, agents, provocateurs to try to, you know, bribe you out of the truth. You know, hence take thy crown. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord said, let no man take thy crown. Now, how would that be possible if this is gonna be a cakewalk? You know what I'm saying? No one's ever gonna try you. It's never gonna be any temptation. How? You know, it wouldn't. So the Lord has to allow it. So you can see exactly why in the kingdom, people gonna be in order. You gonna see, so you can see exactly why the Lord said things like that's written and we can get it. We can just hold that.
Mm-hmm.
You finished it?
Nah, we haven't got to it yet. 3 and 3 of Romans.
Yeah, hold that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you finished the 14 and
Yeah,
11.
I finished the 14.
We come back to it. Anything you read,
St. John. I mean, I got them on deck.
yeah, certain ones we don't even need no more.
St.
But
John.
go to what's that? The John 14. And what was it? 21.
Yep, St. John 14 and 21, and then St. John 13 and 19.
Yeah, con. We don't need those no more.
Okay, con.
13, 19, 14, 21. Go to Revelation 2 and 20. 23. You know, so you can understand why the Lord said things like, you see, this is how you know that spiritual power, which is what's added onto the title, because it's going to be through the Spirit. You know, which these highways we do are always of the Spirit. That's why they're titled
Like the wind.
Like the Wind, because stuff happen. Stuff can go as, you know, as men may have laid it out,
Right.
you know, through the Spirit, but then the Lord might decide to audible it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Through things that come up, and that's why you got to be ready. Hence, prepare thy soul, thy heart for temptation. We prepared, man. You ready to give, you know, answer. You know what I'm saying? To any man that asks us of the faith that is in us, man. And it's all, again, gonna be what? In the form of prophecy and why we believe it, you know, and the pushing forth of this man that's on his way back, you know, and why we believe that. Because again, the things he said make sense. They're being seen. And what's one of the things he said? You got it. Revelation 2 and straight to the point.
23.
No, started 20. Matter of fact, started 24.
Yep.
Come on.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 24.
We're gonna read the 27.
Yeah, it says, but unto you I say, and unto the rest of Thyatira,
Yeah, Thyatira, come on.
Thyatira, it says, as many as have not this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Satan,
See that? See,
As
many
they-
as that have not what?
have not known this doctrine.
See? Many as have not known this doctrine. See that? So the things that the Lord was speaking to us is a doctrine. You know what I'm saying? And what's that doctrine? That's the Spirit. It's the script. The Lord wanted to come out, man. We're gonna go to how? Like how? We might need to move. I think it's something right there. So let's slide down
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. We'll move the camera first.
That's probably from that happy pride
It is,
parade
man.
they
Yeah,
had.
yeah.
You know? Come down some more. You get the hell away from that shit.
Okay.
Let's start with the thing like right here. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, Salaki, man. You know, that's where we getting these scriptures though. All right. Sirach, chapter 24. Right? This doctrine. It says, verse 32, I will yet, right? I will yet make doctrine. I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off. See that? Let me read it again. I will yet make, it says, I will yet make doctrine to shine forth as the morning. You know, the morning bright. You know, you can't help but see it. You know, it overpowers you. You know, you made to succumb to it, submit to it. You know, it says, and will send forth her light afar off. I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy. See that? So these words is going everywhere, man. Through the men the Lord got set up throughout the earth. You know, pushing the doctrine of GMS. All right, the elder apostles on down, man. But anyway, it says, and leave it to all ages forever. See that? So this doctrine that the Lord says many have not known is what? Prophecy. You see what I'm saying? The Lord is pushing prophecy, man. All right? People don't know the things that's happening that they live in right now was already predetermined. They was already prophesied about, you know, by the one that's on his way back to the earth. And again, that's proven because the things that he said, those things he said being seen. And there's things that he said that hasn't been seen yet, but they also make sense. And we get the things in the time of now to basically justify it. Like, I get why these nations are going to be broken into pieces. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Yeah, Khan.
Revelation 2. Start back where you was at.
Yeah, Revelation chapter 2 and verse 24. That's wrong. Salaki.
See. Yeah, we could drop some of those.
Yeah, I got it. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 24, it says, but unto you I say, and unto the rest of Thyatira.
So this is for the brothers and sisters, you know, the men, start with the men. Because to the sons of men is the Lord's voice, you know, alluding to Proverbs, the 8th chapter. All right, so starting with the brothers that's in on this faith, that's coming into these faith, you know, the prophets, the teachers, the apostles, to further exhort. You see what I'm saying? And support. Go ahead.
It says, as many as have not this doctrine.
Because the scripture says, strengthen the things that
remain.
That are ready to die. You know? How do you do that? By giving exhortation. All right? And we give our exhortation by doing these videos, by hitting the highways and hedges, you know, by constantly watching, by giving the Lord no rest in the form of constantly watching and doing videos, hitting the highways and living it outside of the camera in different ways. We can live out, you know, the commandments of the Lord, the wisdom of the Lord, which is all throughout this book. Little instances in life, you know, little deeds you can have, little sense you can make, you know. That's how. Until the Lord make Jerusalem a praise in the earth, you know, until the Lord strengthen men, you know, give men that power he about to give them. You know what I'm saying? To go ahead and get shit in order. Because it's definitely needed, man. And that's prophecy. You know, that's going to happen. So the strengthen men, the believers, you know, that are ready to die, like Paul said, he ready to leave, man.
Right.
But it's more profitable that he be on the earth with you, you know? By what? Bringing out this doctrine, doing these things. Come on.
Yeah, Khan. It says, in which have not known the depths of Satan.
This shit's crazy.
As they speak.
Go ahead.
I will put upon you none other burden.
See, I will put up, exactly. So, and that's proving what I was saying. Like Satan out here really trying to go hard, man. It was a damn so-called gay ass pride, you know, parade to where we wasn't out here last Friday. And we had to, you know, relocate, you know. And now it's a bunch of flies and shit everywhere over here, you know? And it's crazy because they just built this shit, you know?
Exactly.
And that's spiritual though, because the Lord said they shall build, but Esau gonna build, but he gonna throw down. All this, they building parks and all this shit is all finna come to an end because the people gonna defile it. You see what I'm saying? Which is why it's flies and everything probably everywhere. Cigarette bud right there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no cigarettes in the kingdom. Ain't gonna be no cigarettes in the time to come. The earth is defiled other than happens thereof, man. Can't even go nowhere. The grass polluted, the damn shit corrupt. And this by way of Esau, man. He can make cigarettes illegal. But instead, he makes them legal and sells them to people. You know? He could tell people don't play with those men out there on the street. But, you know, which we know that ain't gonna happen. I'm just saying. You know? But he sends damn Asian provocateurs. You know? He got us on the damn FBI list, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we speak a word. You know? And that's why the Lord said, because you speak this word, he gonna make this, you know, but that's going into Jake. This word in that mouth fire. And these people damn wood. It's gonna burn them, man. You know? So if this word wouldn't go out, you know, in the form of it being something that people finna have to submit to in time to come.
Right.
If it wasn't people meant to submit to it. Hence, there would be no wood if there was no fire. You know? There would be no fire if there was no wood. These words would not be coming out if it was not people to submit to it again, to become subject to it. You know? So we know that it is. That's the case. These heathens, because he said you go prophesy amongst many countries and nations and against them. You know? They're supposed to hear this, man.
You could expect this.
They're supposed to hear what? War. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to hear about all type of shit, man. That's what's getting ready to come to you people. You know? And this been being said before. A lot of this been written. This been was said before, you know, America was even a country to where it could be prophesied about being one that's about to be destroyed in war, in World War III, you know? America was already written to be destroyed before it was formulated. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think Yahweh Shah was prophesying about America, a place that was gonna come in the future, you know, from the time he was in, before it was even thought of.
Exactly.
You know? Cause why? The things we will go through here. What this place would do with his word. Do to his word, do to his image. All right? Allude to what? Revelation in the 11th chapter. But go ahead and continue, bro. Matter of fact, let's get that. All right, get it real quick. This is, I got you. This is Revelation chapter 11. And you got something, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, This is Revelation 11. And jumping to the point, it says, verse 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. See that? And that's the spirit. Just talking about how this place we teach in, you know, have our little sanctuary in, was turned to a gay ass festival of happy people. You know what I'm saying? Because wow, this is the Sodom in Egypt, spiritual Sodom in Egypt the Lord was talking about. And it's Egypt because it's the place of our captivity. You know, we was once in physical shackles here, and now we debt slaves. You know, now we vanity slaves. Now we slaves to everything this place holds up as idols.
Mm-hmm.
We slaves to the damn, Jake slaves to the damn image that the so-called white man made them believe is the one to where everybody loves them.
Exactly.
Yeah, the one they actually are. Now people literally fighting for Juneteenth.
Crazy shit.
Easter, you don't even get it. That's an idol. First of all, there's no such thing as June. Juneteenth is not in the Bible, and we're not black, period. So why are you fighting for that? Because why? So-called white man put that over you as an idol. You know? So that's how it's Egypt. It says where also our Lord was crucified. So this is why the Lord prophesied against this place, because it's talking about America. This is the spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, Egypt. You know, Nineveh, so forth and so on. You know, Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Assyria.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Rome. Greece.
Exactly.
Because Rome was none but Greece all over again. They took over the Greeks. That's why everybody in Rome was speaking goddamn Greek. You know? This shit is wild.
Shit crazy as hell, bro.
This shit is wild. You know? So, but you got it. So this is why the Lord was prophesying against this America. You know, before it was even formed, because he knows gonna have all this going on. And it would be he would ride into this place, man. Alluding to what? Isaiah the 19th chapter. He's gonna come into Egypt on a swift cloud, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That 19th chapter is literally the time people living in, and they don't even realize it. Come on.
Yeah, continue Revelation 2 in verse 25, it says, but that which ye have already, hold fast till I come.
Come on.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
See, yeah, overcome all this, man. Cause before the Lord sent the Spirit down to us, right? Through the men he sent the Spirit down through, you know, starting with, you know, Abba Bivens, who is Elijah coming back. You know what I'm saying? Shit, we was dead. You know what I'm saying? We was fucking dead. You know? You could think this stuff a coincidence if you want, or you could just take heed and be like, yo, this it. You know what I'm saying? This Bible ain't been disproved yet. All right? How the hell are we here? Abba Bivens kicked all this off. It wasn't none of the other so-called commandment keepers. Where the hell they go? You know? And the same thing that happened to John the Baptist, right, happened to Abba Bivens. He was fucking killed. My bad, he was murdered. By who? Muslims. Gotta know the actual story. But the men that's had the baton passed to them, if you will, from him, they're not trying to be famous. So it ain't all over the internet telling you, you know? But that's why if you would bow your ear and listen, you know what I'm saying?
Learn something.
You would fucking learn something, man. They ain't crazy, because everything they been saying coming to pass. So if they said a man they met was Elijah, you know what I'm saying? Because of their understanding the scriptures, that's what we going with, you know? And it makes sense, because the Lord did say he's going to send Elijah before the coming, you know, dreadful day of the Lord come, you know? Now, yeah, you can be like, well, that was John the Baptist, but who the hell said John the Baptist wasn't coming back?
Right.
You know? No, that was never said. And basically, it's heavy because it makes sense, because John the Baptist is the one that kicked off the Lord's ministry, right?
Usher them in. Yep.
Who kicked? What's this? The Lord's ministry. It ain't none of these other camps. He was connected to GMS. You know what I'm saying? Elijah, aka John the Baptist, aka Abba Bivens, right? Come on, can't make it up.
Yeah, Revelation chapter 2 and verse 26. It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
So you just got to overcome this crap. Come on.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter, they shall be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father.
So we get why we got past the point. Go to Isaiah 19. So yeah, even as and then who is those people? Who is those nations? It's the non-Israelite nations. Go to Psalms 2, start at 1.
Yep. It's the book of Psalms. Chapter 2 and verse 1, it says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? It says the kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together.
Yeah, why do the who rage?
Why do the heathen rage?
Yeah, the non-Israelite people, man. And then the Israelites that don't want to believe the Israelites want to act like goddamn heathens. Go ahead.
It says, and the people imagine a vain thing.
Why? Because they don't believe the scriptures. See that? They don't want to submit to the word. They want to be what? Antichrist. Anti-Messiah. Damn, bro. I know damn I ain't just lose that. Hold on. I think I got it in my pocket. How about you now? Should I write this out? Yep, go ahead.
Khan. Yeah, Khan. It says the people, it's like the kings of the earth, set themselves,
Come on.
and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us.
Yep. Go ahead.
He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh.
Yep.
It says, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, shall have them in derision.
Come on.
Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. It says, yet
Yeah. And then the Lord speaking unto these people, these countries, you know, and these leaders, you know, in the form of his men, right? Cussing y'all ass out, man. Warning y'all. You know, like, yeah, the elite's not here, but they watch. You know, we cussing you out through your people getting cussed the hell out. Rebuked. You know what I'm saying? We rebuking your whole regime. All right, go ahead.
yeah, it says, yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion.
Yeah, so the Lord basically, like, they could do what they want. They're going to do as they please. But it's only going to lead Esau to what? To who? The king of terrorists. It's all going to end how the Lord says it's going to end. You know? It's going to be the very reason for him to come back. You know? And he going to be the king. There ain't going to be no more, you know, Jinping, Benjamin, Yahoo, you know, who's not even, that wasn't even his name. You know what I'm saying? He's a convert to Judaism, which not even a thing. You know what I'm saying? He a fake ass, another fake ass Jew, man. All right? Ain't gonna be no more Donald Trump. Ain't gonna be no more Rockefellers. Ain't gonna be no more Rothschilds, man. Y'all, the scriptures say the memory of the wicked is gonna rot. You know what I'm saying? They memorial, meaning they what? They reputation. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, get that real quick. The memory of the just is in Psalms.
This is
Is that it? Memory of the just? Yep, that's it.
Proverbs 10 and 7.
Yep.
The memory of the just is blessed.
So is it talking about the memory in the sense of like you remembering every damn thing? In one level you could say that, but not in actuality. You know, not ultimate. Come on.
The memory of the just is blessed, but the name of the wicked shall rot.
It's talking about the rep. Your rep. Who want a messed up rep? You know? Obviously the people hiding their identity, their true identity, because they're in power, you know, to the people that's in subjection to them. And that's who? The wicked. Why? Because they know if people knew they was the Edomites and their real history came out, you know, wouldn't nobody want to deal with them, wouldn't nobody listen to them. People run their ass off the earth. That's why I said Esau's was going to
Be a vagabond.
Yeah, really Cain, who came back as Esau.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? One more time on it.
Proverbs 10 and 7.
And we can get that in the Sirach. It say that basically them the worst things you can have. You know, a city against you. Have care to thy name, right? Go ahead.
Proverbs 10 and
We're gonna get the other one.
Proverbs 10 and 7. The memory of the just is blessed,
Yeah.
but the name of the wicked shall rot.
Yeah. So there ain't gonna be no, like I said, it ain't gonna be no more damn. It ain't gonna be no more. I'm proud to be in America. You gonna know America was an abomination. You know, in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? People gonna know the truth about this goddamn place. You gonna know the truth about these people. You gonna know, you know, it is biblical nationalities. You know what I'm saying? Niggas out here talking about they, you know, I'm a third Duke or whatever, you know, lying. And we just black. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get our name back. All right? When did we get our name back, brothers? During what time? When you go into the scriptures?
You saying we with our name back?
Yeah. During
Right.
what time? What book's synonymous with that? Us getting our name back. When did that happen?
In the book of Numbers.
Nah.
Not Numbers, Slacky. Exodus.
Right, exactly. Because Exodus, the book of Exodus, not really.
Somewhat.
Yeah, Shamoth. You know what I'm saying? Sham meaning name. You see what I'm saying? Gotta know that, man. But that's what the Exodus was about. We exited Egypt, right, through us getting our name back at the same time to ultimately get our complete name back, which is why we were set up after we left the land of Egypt, you know? But we was allowed to finally leave upon what? You know, them seeing, yo, these ones got spiritual power. Moses was used to send plagues and do raiding type stuff, you know what I'm saying, on Egypt. You know what I'm saying? That's what finally because see, at first he could match and be proud, like, man, I got magicians. I could turn my scepter into a snake
serpent too, yeah.
I can make frogs too. You know what I'm saying? Because Moses was used to bring frogs as a plague, as a curse. But the magicians had that power too. You know what I'm saying? But when we're not matching you upon the things, when we take it a step further and you can no longer deal with things, you can't no longer compete because it's not of things you have. Like frogs, they obviously can make frogs, because why? Frogs is unclean. They can obviously bring forth serpents.
Serpents, exactly.
Because that's all of their
On
shit.
their side, yeah, exactly.
That's why it wasn't moved. So we gonna do something. That's why we can't war carnally. You know what I'm saying? You got a war with a contrast. So we came with some, like, man, we gonna kill your firstborn. You know what I'm saying? My bad, not we. All your firstborn gonna die. How about that? Spaceships and so forth and so on, like things that they can't, and then that's heavy because this week, Lord willing, we gonna go into the Trump administration. They had they sit down about they was called into a hearing on the questioning that people the American citizens have about the UFOs. And all those people in that meeting, right, was said that they was basically signed off on contracts to not be able to speak on it. Mm-hmm. But the heavy things came out, like they basically called the UFOs oceanic vehicles, meaning they can like fly through water, over water, defy water, you know, all type of stuff, man, you know. And it was like, it's something, I think it's called GPM or something like that, in which a plane is able to go before a body is able to corrupt that's in it. It's like 7 GPM, something like that, right? So the plane's only able to go that fast. They said the chariots, because they believe they're drove by people, right? Mm-hmm. But they ain't saying that, it's aliens, right? They said the chariots go like 3,500 GPM. So they basically like saying there's immortals in it, and it's something like not only are they vehicles higher than the ships they in, but the people driving them on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is what was said. This is a little bit, man. So again, we can't fight on their level. That's what's gonna make them, you know, and those vehicles is synonymous with what? Our salvation.
Exactly.
Which those chariots is around when? The ancient Egypt, the first Egypt.
Exactly.
But the Lord said this time, it's gonna be said, people ain't gonna talk about that no more, man.
Mm-hmm. And it's also to show those chariots synonymous with our name.
Yep. We getting that name back. That's why it's gonna be said by the time it's all said and done, we're the children of Israel, man.
Yep.
It's gonna be, we gonna do great. The Lord said we're gonna do greater works than he did. Who did greater works than Moses did? You know what I'm saying? So we gonna do some. And then the things, it's so crazy, right? Real quick. The things Yahushua did, not even all in the book.
Exactly.
So when he told us we gonna do greater works than he did, that means the stuff that's not in the books either. We're gonna do greater works than the stuff that they couldn't even write in the books. And all his works is greater than Moses. So if you get a little insight of the things Moses did, plus the things Yahushua did, and know that it was things he did that's not written, and we get told we're going to do greater than all that, of course Egypt won't be talked about no more. You got it.
This is, I got both of them. I'll just bring out the one you just mentioned. It says, Jeremiah 16:14, therefore behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, that it shall no more be said. No more be said that the Lord liveth,
but before
that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
So I just finished Revelation.
Yeah.
But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
Yeah, talking about North America, man. See that? Isaiah prophesied about this place before it was created. You know, this great place. That's why when you go into Revelation, it said in that great city.
Yeah.
It ain't because it's actually great. It's what it's known as, how people look at it. Because the rep that they put over it to cover up the true rep of it. And then you see it always rebranding the rep of America.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they brought Trump in. Because remember, if you didn't bring in somebody like Trump who came with that whole branding of make America great again, it'd be way more clear than it already is, even with him, that America's, you know, it's a crummy place, man. You know?
Hi.
How you doing? It'll be clear, right? So you can see it, man. That's why I said the odds on that seat shall not be dim. We see what the fuck y'all do. Why would you have to make a place already great again?
It
stopped being great.
Yeah.
Really, in reality, it was never great. Great for who? Because it wasn't even great for the elites, because they don't use none of the ideologies of America. Americans told to go to fucking Walgreens and heal their bodies. But they don't even follow that shit. Nor do they live here.
Right.
Nor will they be here in these end days, you know? Because the fucking rep, man, come on, bro. Go to Baba Kushah. Nahum 3. And if you can go to Isaiah 47 and start at 1. And then we're going to jump. All right, bring out what you got first. Start at 1, 3 and 1.
It's the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and 1. It says, woe to the bloody city.
See, it's really a bloody city. Watch this. Come on.
It is all full of lies.
See, it's full of lies, man. You know, it ain't truly great. The Lord got a sense of humor. Again, he talking to people on their level. When you read that in Revelation 11 and 8, it ain't because he literally saying it's a great city, you know? It's great because that's how it's depicted.
Exactly.
That's talking about America, bro. It's just getting clearer and clearer. Now it's clearly increasing. Long as your pastor been opening this Bible, he's never,
None of this.
how the fuck we just now getting here? Because we on the Lord's time. And that's what we started this off talking about. You got it.
Yeah, kind. It says, it is full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not.
Yeah, all this place do is feed off the ignorance of people. You know, people being sick, that's how this place get richer. People being dumb, that's how this place being richer. People fucking just becoming degenerate, it's how this place get richer, man. It's fucking crazy, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, continuing. Verse 2, it says, the noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels.
Now this is written from ancient times, but it's still alluding to the reality of what's going on earth. All these things still around, the noise of the whip, right? Let's get that word whip, if you can get it.
Yep. Yeah, the word whip.
Because it's talking about Nineveh, which America's spiritual Nineveh, clearly. Go ahead.
Shayat. The word.
Why the fuck would the Lord have a place about this place called Nineveh that the Lord, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't gonna mean nothing or be relevant for people that will be well after that time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But a dumb nigga or folk-called Christian will open the book and be like, no, that happened already. So why did the Lord still have it here?
Exactly.
It's a point of reference. That's why he said the things written aforetime are written for our learning, man. So it's another Nineveh back, man. A city that's full of lies, man. Bloody. Talking about it's great, and it ain't great. Brothers got to go to fucking slavery, just left from another form of slavery. Just left you know, we got to pay to park. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta pay to drink water. Use water.
Talking about some, you know, this the Shabbat. We coming into the Shabbat, you know, at sundown. But the Shabbat mean what?
Rest.
Ain't no fucking rest here, man. Lord said, arise and depart. Because it's not your rest. But we use it because it was a sister that, you know, Israelite woman who just passed. Her name was Quita. She worked 7 days a week, owned her own business, like just work. And she was like, she tweeted one time or put on Facebook some shit like that. Quita need rest. They said Quita went to sleep and never woke up again. Laura called her home. That's how tired she was, bro. She fucking died in her sleep. Bro's been speaking on it. It just happened. You know, not no old sister. Probably in her 30s. You know what I'm saying? Early 40s maybe. You know what I'm saying? Quita need rest. It's fucked up, bro. The Saints wore the fuck out, bro. We finna wear y'all. That's why the Lord said we gonna renew our strength, man. You know? Them old ways, these bodies we got, the Lord he gonna turn us up, you know? Right when you about to fade like the Hercules, you know? Right when he was finna fade to black, that power came back over his ass and he swam through the damn water, got out, hit Hades in his shit, you know? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this the word whip in the Hebrew is shayath. And it says a scourge for chastisement.
Yeah, so it's literally talking about a whip. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. That happened here. See that? So it's talking about slavery. You know? It's talking about subservient and master. You know? Come on.
Yeah, kind. It says of national judgment, figuratively. And it says whip for a horse.
Yeah, and that's spiritual because the Lord got a whip for all these nations. You see what I'm saying? You about to be beaten to fucking slavery. That's what's about to happen. You know? Because it say of national judgment. National is all around. You know? Really ain't worldwide, but you know. That's it. Come on.
Yeah, kind. Back to the scripts.
Yeah.
Nahum chapter 3.
So it's still America, man. Because slavery was throughout all these damn countries. I mean, not countries, but states, right? Because if you say the word national here, you be talking about what? All 50 states.
Right.
Come on.
Nahum chapter 3 and 2.
And all 50 states is they all fucking was erected off of what? Slavery. Whips. Every last one of them. At some point, in some form. Come on, in some way.
Yep, the noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of wheels, of the wheels.
They try to give that dumb history where the North was against slavery and the South was for slavery, so that we fled to the some bullshit. So how you in slavery every state you go to? Even if you move to the country, your ass in slavery. You know? It's bullshit, man. Because the lies. Go ahead.
It says, and the prancing of horses, and of the prancing horses,
go ahead,
and of the jumping chariots.
Yep. So that's talking about what? Basically like the you know, the life of the city. You know, you got the everyday affairs. Slavery, fucking people in and out, cars and shit. You know what I'm saying? Same thing today. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says the horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear. And there is a multitude of slain.
Yeah. Read that one time.
Yep. Nahum 3 and 3. The horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear. And there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses.
Yeah. So this place, like, it's also synonymous with what? War. A lot of niggas died through wars. You know what I'm saying? Literally, you know? A lot of people get sent off the war to fucking die for America's bullshit. And a lot of the wars that people been fighting been propaganda. You know? Really, when you find out that all the wars America went to was really them fighting against themselves, you know, and trying to steal people's shit that wasn't theirs, that's when you learn this place just, you know, treacherous. That's why I says all these corpses is everywhere.
Right.
You know, so it's through the form of war. And it ain't just war in the sense of like military, but in the form of like, you know, big company, little guys down here. You know what I'm saying? It's a war on truth. You know? I think it's always like military like that. See that? That's right when I was about to say that. Go outside, it's always a fucking plane in the air leaving a trail in the sky. In his own country. For who? It ain't for people overseas. You know, these are skies of America. They war against their own people. Making sure niggas stay in, you know, niggas stay, cause they supposedly in the chemicals is to make people stupid, you know?
Exactly.
That's what those chemicals for. It's just to keep you stupid. Silly gas and shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, continue. Nahum chapter 3 and 3, it says, and there is none end of their corpses.
See? And they don't stop. They just keep killing people, physically and spiritually. Go ahead.
They stumble upon their corpses.
See? And that leads you back to what? Revelation 11. Their dead bodies shall lie in the street.
Yep.
Of course, if it's bodies all in the street, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be stepping over bodies. That's how you know this the same place. The spiritual Sodom and Egypt is the spiritual Nineveh. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot.
See? I mean, that's it. That's Revelation 11. All the way through. Come on.
The mistress of witchcrafts.
See? And this is the point. Come on.
That selleth nations through her whoredoms.
Yeah, so selling nations, lying, telling y'all this place is great and it's not. You know? We here to tell people like, nah, it ain't great. You know? Because why? Go to Jeremiah Baba Kushai 12 and 13. 2 and 11, I mean.
Jeremiah 2 and 11. Hath the nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods?
Mm-hmm.
But my people have changed their glory for that which doeth not profit.
Yeah, because they being sold. They feeding into the devil, like in the garden. You know, Eve changed her God and got Adam to do the same thing. He said, ye gonna be his gods. Whether he got you to become your own God or but make you believe he was God.
Exactly, right.
He got you away from the God, hence
Right.
the scriptures. All right? You want to say something?
Lie.
Go ahead. Yeah, come on.
It says, be astonished, Jeremiah 2 and 12. Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this,
Yeah, this is crazy to see. Come on.
and be horribly afraid.
And ultimately, we the heavens. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said, rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Right? We astonished what we see in Jake do, what they had us doing. This shit crazy.
Crazy as hell.
Jake changing their gods. Niggas rather pick themselves over the Most High. Like, nigga, you can die. You know what I'm saying? Why would you pick you? That's that living through somebody else. If I live through Yahweh, right, or Yahweh, you can't, look, except he abide in me. That's divine.
Exactly.
The branches, if they want to live, they have to live through the tree. You know what I'm saying? So you got to live through your Yahweh. You got to live through his life for a greater good, man. But Jake don't want to do that. Like, nah, I'm putting all my eggs right here in me, in my basket. Yeah, you got away with the million in the passenger seat, but you are in a car that can be crushed.
Exactly.
It's not a chariot.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Which is being driven by your body that could get cut and bleed out. You know what I'm saying? If it get cut in just the wrong spot, in the wrong way, deep enough, there go that million. So why would you invest in you? That's why I said lean not upon thy own heart and thy own mind. Why would you go get the gun to try to fight Esau?
Exactly.
It's gonna fail every time, bro. Come on. So I say I will not, Psalms 44, I will not trust in my bow, nor be delivered by my sword. Come on.
Hath the nation changed their God? No, it says, Jeremiah 2 and 12. Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be ye very desolate, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. For my people have committed two evils.
Mm-hmm.
They have forsaken me.
See? Woo! Go ahead.
They have forsaken me,
Mm-hmm.
the fountain of living waters.
Where the hell Jake at? All these Jakes that's here, where the fuck are they at? That's needing this spiritual water.
Nah,
This street should be packed.
it's fucking dry.
You know where they at? At day parties, at fucking protests, at home, buying season tickets and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas at football games. You know what I'm saying? Doing all that shit and don't know the Lord, man. That's why the scriptures tell you, and what's that? Is that Ecclesiastes 12? Remember that I created in the day of thy youth?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Before the evil days come not. Where all that shit is gonna be gone, bro. Come on, bro.
Says,
Niggas don't get it though, bro. Cause why? Fucking them. Come on, I'm gonna tell you. Esau, the lies.
Jeremiah 2:13.
These witches, these magicians. Come on.
For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters,
Worst thing you could do. Go ahead.
and hewed them out cisterns.
So Jake put the scriptures away. That's why they can't not see that this place is not about to, like that say, it's crazy. Harvesting the winds of change
Man.
with Jake in the middle. And it's crazy, it's a worm. Thou worm Jacob. That's crazy. We're bringing forth the wind of change. You know what I'm saying? Which is what? The spirit. That's what's changing every damn thing. But you can't see it because you changed your God. You changed the book you read and what you subscribe to. You know? You rather be listening to a nigga on YouTube trying to tell you what's going on. You know? That don't even know who he is or she is. Listening to the women tell you how to have a marriage that don't even got one themselves.
Right.
That bride ain't immortal, and she ain't on her way to being immortal. You know? Because she ain't aligned with none of that's immortal. She's not aligned with none of
Immortality.
wisdom. Right. I mean, yeah, immortality, which is wisdom.
Right.
Because it say to be allied with wisdom is to be allied with immortality. All right? Come on.
Jeremiah 2:13 continue. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters.
So how is Jake never gonna not die? We was having that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Jake don't budget.
Yeah, that's exactly what came to mind. Not budgeting. You're not budgeting anything. Because we was talking, me and the brother was talking, and you can apply this budgeting to anything. Because it's simply you basically taking your wealth, whatever it is you got, and putting it in more than one place.
Designating it.
You designate it for certain things. You spreading it.
Not spreading yourself thin, but you ain't putting all your eggs in one basket.
That's it right there. Yeah.
It's a mindset. You know? The only thing you putting your all into, if you will, is these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? I say if you will because you gotta be balanced with this still. You know, you can't just pick up the book and go cross your legs and sit in what you think is a spiritual position.
But the book, but the book not gonna tell you to do that anyway.
Exactly. If you listen,
right? If you listen, exactly
through the spirit.
That's
the spirit. That reminds me of the stew. Keep going, bro.
It says,
on that green box.
Oh yeah,
Jeremiah 2:13 continued. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters.
Stupid.
And hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
Yeah, because you think of stew, he was in a box.
A fucking box, yo.
He wasn't his water. You know? Come on.
Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave?
That's the point.
Why is he spoiled?
That's why. You finished the verse?
That one.
Come on. That's why. Same verse.
The Nahum?
Yeah, same verse.
Yes, like. On my phone.
Got the Isaiah 47. Yup.
Yep. It's back to the book of Nahum.
Then we're gonna jump to verse 6. Yep. And then read through 13.
Nahum chapter 3 and verse 4. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms,
see,
of the well-favored harlot.
That's why, man. Come on.
The mistress of witchcrafts.
What does the harlot do? What she do? What's her job? What's her thing? What's her MO? A harlot. AKA a prostitute. What does she do?
Sleep around?
Yeah, but how? She sleep around just like a woman cheating on her husband, or is it the same? What's the difference between a hoe and a prostitute?
She get paid. That's how she get basically her.
So she doing what? She's selling.
Right.
She's selling. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't just paying her. So she a stripper?
Yeah, she's selling something.
Well, shit, strippers sign up to do that to get paid. So they selling pussy. You know what I'm saying? Really? Really, they ain't even selling they pussy. They selling in the way they are, but not in the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it can't.
But
it's just different means, but the same outcome.
That's what make you a harlot. Get the word harlot, Baruch Shah.
Yeah,
I
kind.
believe that's what a prostitute is too. Like as far as
A harlot is a prostitute.
I mean, like the word, I think it goes into also like just putting yourselves out there too.
Yeah, exactly. You selling something. You know?
Advertising yourself.
Yep, for gain. You know? That's all America. Why you think here it is, you got one show you watch on TV, right? Or on your phone through YouTube. But how many ads do you see around it? You know what I'm saying? And what does those ads or commercials consist of? Some shit trying to sell you something, man. And what's those things being sold to you? Things of, you know, Esau and his that he wants you to be idolatrous about. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's the word for harlot. Is that zawah? Was the zawah? Or that's a nah.
Zanah. Yep.
So like zanah. It says to commit fornication, be a harlot, play the harlot. Get to a point. To be a coat prostitute.
Yep. Be a coat prostitute. What you got? All right. Now get the word prostitute. So to be a harlot is to be a prostitute. So today they call them what? Prostitutes, right?
Yep.
But that go back to the harlots. Come on. So the Lord is saying America is what? A fucking prostitute.
Yeah, that's it.
Come on.
Prostitute, according to Google.
You throw it on the screen.
Yeah, kind.
Come on.
Prostitute.
Right? It says a person. Yeah, a person, in particular, a woman who engages in sexual activity for payment.
See? She's selling. Come on.
It says offer someone for sexual activity in exchange for payment.
See? Offer. Get the word offer. Or you got synonyms? What you got?
Synonyms to harlot, to prostitute.
Yeah.
Betray, sacrifice,
We
profane.
looking for sell.
Yep, sell is there. Sell out.
See?
Sell out.
See that?
It's all there.
So America clearly a harlot or a prostitute because it's always selling you some shit. You know what I'm saying? Make no damn sense, man. And this bunch of crap. All right, come on. Let's keep going on that.
Yeah, kind. It's on back to the Nahum chapter 3. Nahum chapter 3 and verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms.
See? The whole earth, you know, got people to buy into this crap, man. The NBA World Finals.
Right.
That shit only in America. That's why people starting to wake up to that crap. They're like, how is the NBA players,
World Championship.
especially Noah Lyles, his name Noah Lyles, got into it with the NBA players because he's like, y'all not world champions like we are. Like we go against the world. The NBA Finals is not going against the world. So they get these dumb niggas in America, they get other people to buy in because they made them believe it's bigger than what it actually is.
Right.
But as the years pass, they don't even mean nothing to win the championship no more. You know? You got niggas that go broke and sell them rings.
Exactly.
Because the trophy they get, which I did a lesson on that a while ago, the gold trophy, that's worth $15,000. It costs $15,000 to make it. And then they give them basically a bonus and pay. Why? Or simply what? Because they made a bunch of money and it's actually a cut of the money they made during that big event known as the playoffs. So that bonus that those players get, it's just them cutting you in on the money you helped make for the party Esau basically threw. You know what I'm saying? He just giving you your cut. Nigga, like, oh, we won the championship.
We cool.
I get a ring. I get $250,000 bonus is already set of what you gonna get. But if all y'all on the team get $250,000, right, and you find out that's a cut, what they make?
Go ahead. Exactly.
What the fuck they make?
Don't sit there and think they giving you the head of everything that's made, the top of it. You getting basically what's left over.
And the owner is who cut that check to them, who got their cut from having their team, right, in the finals and throughout all that advertisement. You know, they selling they brand, they team in this city when they playing away games in this round. And if they just make more money. So the people that's really making money is the owners. And then all y'all do when y'all do get paid is get a cut on what you actually helping do. but they don't present it to you like that. They just try to make you think.
It entice you to make you think
Yeah.
you went out and earned it somehow.
And they get on camera and they win. Anything's possible.
That's why more is running out of dumb things to say when these damn championships happen. Like they
So cringy.
motherfuckers lost. They like,
Shit, cringy as hell, nigga. Cleveland,
it's my turn.
this is for you. Damn, Jason Tatum, I seen his early. Like I seen the clip, they was running them all back. Damn, I'm like, this shit don't mean nothing. This damn.
He said,
He was like, man, he was like,
we did
hold
it.
this. Yeah. He was like, he was trying to look for it. You could see he was trying to look for this shit. He was like,
He was flashed back into the other boy.
we did it. He was like, we actually did it. We did it. I'm like, bro, this shit embarrassing as hell. Like, it ain't even embarrassing. It's just like,
Yes, it's
you can see he don't believe it.
Yeah.
He didn't believe this
Yeah,
shit.
it wasn't shit to him. He just had to, in his mind, in the moment,
Kobe
in his
did.
profession, go exactly.
His idol.
Yeah, it's like I gotta do this and make it believable.
How
That
is
shit
it?
ain't
How
even
did can it mean something if everybody done did it?
And now think about it. They didn't even let them go back to it. That team.
Yeah, the Celtics.
Yeah, if it was something Esau to make, the ass go
Yeah, they
back.
broke their whole team because
Yeah,
it's just a
like,
big
yeah.
ass, goofy ass business.
Like he's not the one for the job. Couldn't sell it.
You thinking you done unlock some power in life because you won the NBA. Nick, you be hearing dumb dudes say shit like that. They be talking about some dang. Would you rather
Have
100
this,
million?
right. Or the 5 rings. type
or
shit.
5 rings? And niggas be like, man, give me the 5 rings. You know? But it's spiritual though, because it go in the rep, which is what we dealing with.
Right.
Jake care about they rep. You know? How you doing? They know the money don't necessarily give you a good rep.
Exactly.
You know? They just control, you know, if it gets out or not.
Exactly.
Like Trump, you got it.
I was gonna say it's certain things that come with, the favor of being on those teams, because in those cities, that rep allowed them to have certain advantages and stuff. So they use that to their advantage opposed to, okay, if I had this amount of bread. So
But this why it's stupid, because that only goes so far.
exactly.
Certain reps only go so far.
Yeah.
Delonte West was on the fucking finals team. He got a damn Eastern Conference title. Now look at him. He in the middle of the street. Y'all know who Delonte West is?
Yeah, bug the fuck
Yeah,
up.
nigga.
Off the shit.
That nigga out of there, bro. They be finding him just in random places with his shoes off. He sitting homeless. That was LeBron James' teammate, point guard, premier. Like he was like
Yeah,
on the
them
stage.
dudes,
So it don't mean nothing. Why ain't no broad came and got him off the street? You know what I'm saying?
Or none of his teammates or anybody.
And you gonna pick these 5 idol ass rings. They can't do nothing over 100 million. But see, neither one can do nothing for a nigga.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, a nigga.
Yeah, because as he was probably about to go on to say, this is money is not comely.
Yeah,
Or nigga,
yeah, exactly.
Money is not beautiful. It can't flourish. Wealth or riches cannot flourish righteously in a positive way in the hands of a nigga.
And really, I'm not saying Delonte West in his right mind, but really he probably realized some shit to the point where he don't give a fuck about all the shit that he once had,
This is in the RSV, Sirach 14:3. Riches are not seemly for a stingy man, because a nigga are deal with a greedy person, right? It says, and so basically one that got more things than they need. So ultimately the things you end up gotten, they useless, they worthless.
Exactly.
So truly worthless stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna be able to do nothing with it. That's what make you a nigga. You know what I'm saying? It says, and what use is property to an envious man? Whoever accumulates by depriving himself, accumulates for others. That's exactly what we was just talking about. It says, and others will live in luxury on his goods. See that? So, yeah, so that's basically that, man. These monsters is here it is. Jake, they're accumulating by depriving themselves. You know what I'm saying? In order for them to like have, because this shit's so twisted, they gotta be without. They gotta pick rings and pick 5 rings over money because they've been sold to be stupid, you know? Basically, Esau made niggas, man. He made covetous people. All right?
Yeah. Read this again.
You got something? You got it?
Nahum 3 and 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms,
Yeah, it's talking about the people of the earth and countries. You got it?
and families through her witchcrafts.
Yep. You got people sitting at home back in the 90s watching the game together on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Before you had the flat screens and all that. And then and they thought it meant everything in the world. And then that family will be of a community that will help promote that idea. But because that idea is not true, you know what I'm saying, it's only an imagination, and it's against the will of God, who was always set to, you know, be in the midst and finally come forth, it's all coming to a close. People don't care about it no more.
Exactly.
You know? Cleveland, they don't know what to say.
Exactly.
Now, Brian, like, why do they put so much emphasis on us having these rings? But then he jumped back now, like he want to win a ring. Yeah, like,
before I get up out of here.
yeah, because why? He a homeborn slave. He a vanity slave. He know it don't mean nothing, and he want to tell you that.
But
Because he's so weak and he's been made to buy into this, and he's a puppet, he abides by the popular consensus, right, or the status quo. He know he got to go get another ring. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about him just quitting and, you know, standing in
I
his...
realize what it is and been there, done that.
But that's what make him a bitch. Because here it is, you want to say something, but you can't
Yeah.
because you trim your ways to seek love. You know? Make no goddamn sense, man.
He not trimming himself to stay alive. He's seeking fake ass love.
You finished that verse?
Yeah, kind.
Yeah, I was gonna just grab the scripture that tell you, the Lord said what, man? He said, envy not thou oppressor. You know? I got it. Let's see. You go ahead and bring that yeah. This is Proverbs 3 and verse 31. It says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. See that? Jake envious. What's envy going to? Basically being idolatrous. You know? Well, you know, Mike, he has some, like, really when you look at it, Michael Jordan is an oppressor. You know? He's just a dark skinned one, you know? He just like Esau. Cigarettes, cigars, suits, selling you some shit,
Exactly.
ain't telling you the truth. Don't care about Jake.
Always around, but never around.
Stingy as hell. You know? Nigga, he Esau. Niggas chasing, I remember LeBron said that, I'm chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan. You supposed to be chasing the Holy Spirit. You know? Come on, bring it up. 47 and 1.
Isaiah 47 and 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Yeah, kind.
For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yep. So there he is, you know? So it's talking about the same whore, the same woman. This place not gonna be called tender and delicate anymore because we done found out this city, this great city isn't great. America not great. It's full of lies. You got that, have regard to thy name,
Con.
you know?
Yep.
And that's why they put lies over this place and made you think it was great, because you do supposed to care about your rep. You can't walk around letting people know you the worst people on the earth.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You who to be eradicated. People that don't know who the people are, done wrote in the book after reading the book in their own books, Esau, the figure, a neighbor of Israel, the only people in the Bible that's not written to get any mercy from God. That's in books. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that plain when you read the scriptures. It's just that these people don't know who they are. But the people that's running the earth know they those people. But they can't let you know that. They can't let you think America is, is selling you short. Cause they'll stop making money. They can't let you realize that when you go buy a bag of chips, just for example, that shit's supposed to be filled up to the top. You know what I'm saying? How you open a bag, a whole brand new bag, and this half of it only full. And now we was realizing that shit is shorties. And then now you get to a point to where you open a bag of anything now, it's half of that. Go to Baba Kushah, 2nd Ezra 14 and 10. How it's, it's everything, waxing old, man. All right.
2nd Ezra 14, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
2nd Ezra 14 and 10. It reads, says, for the world hath lost his youth.
Right.
Things ain't how it used to be. You go get a bag of chips, you know what I'm saying? It'd be halfway full. A bag of anything, it'd be at least halfway full. You open it. You remember we used to get mad? You'd be like, man, what the heck?
Yeah, exactly.
Remember I first noticed that. Said something. Like, that ain't right. Don't add up. Only a goofy will open up, be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Put their hand, Say the hell out of here, bro. Go ahead. This was back when bags of chips was a quarter. Come on.
For the world has
Even though
lost
that's
his
crap,
youth.
you shouldn't be eating that. I'm just saying. For example, come on.
For the world has lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old.
See? But things is not even like that no more. It's worse. They charge you more for even less. Because the world has lost its youth. Esau world fading away, man. Period. He basically running out. It's like he running out the shit to sell you.
It's crazy.
Go ahead. You got it.
It says, for the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part.
See? So it's barely anything left, man, of this place. All right? But just wanted to make that point. Come on out.
Yeah, Khan, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 41.
You jump
And
back 47.
verse 12, it says, have regard to thy name.
Yep.
For that shall continue with thee above 1,000 great treasures of gold.
See? So that's wise. They know the damn have regard to thy name, because it's going to continue with you, man. Look, if you let people know you Esau, the worst, like the devil, the Lord, who the Lord created to be the devil, who hates who's just literally made to hate the Son of God, how could you ever get a job? How could you ever do anything?
Yeah.
That's why they gonna be written to be eradicated on the earth, because in the kingdom, because everybody gonna know who he is. Ain't nobody ever gonna fuck with you when we know you Esau. You know what I'm saying? But we know, but when the world knows, go to Baba Kushah Hosea 2 and start at 5.
Yeah, this is the book of Hosea,
Where was you just at?
Sirach 41.
Go ahead.
Hosea chapter 2 and verse 5, it says, for their mother hath played the harlot.
My bad, Habakkuk.
Okay.
If I said Hosea, my bad.
It is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
It says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
Yep. See? This is damn niggard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
But gathereth unto him all nations,
Yep. See that?
and heapeth unto him all people.
Yeah. Through what? Selling them. See that?
Yep.
That's what make you a whore. Because you selling something of you, which is really your shame. You selling people shame. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at these dumbass movies I make that shows how fucked up my mind is. You know what I'm saying? Go see it. You know what I'm saying? At the expense of you exposing you filthy.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, it was more on that
Yeah, Habakkuk.
Yeah, that
Slack,
Nahum.
Nahum, yeah, kind
Yeah, it's more on that. You know? Go ahead, bring that up. The Nahum.
Yep. This the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and 5. It says, Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face.
Jump up to 4.
Yeah, Khan,
Yeah.
Nahum chapter 3 and 4, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms,
Movies. Go ahead.
and families through her witchcrafts.
Look at all my actors. I got this world called Hollywood. Everyone, don't you want to be there?
Exactly.
Don't you want to walk on the red carpet?
Yeah, how
Don't you want to
be become a star? The walk of fame,
Yeah, exactly.
play in LA for the Lakers.
They saw LeBron on that shit. Go ahead.
It says, and there, that's where they make movies. They say he went there because what? There it's easy for them to advertise you because everything there. So you go there, it's what they say, your dreams come true.
And then people starting to see what happens when you go through that whole stuff. You come out all messed up.
Every time. it ain't not one. It ain't not one that been through that came out normal. Like
That's
we
why
got
it's oddly weird.
yeah, we got plenty of examples. So like they got you could go on, but back to the scriptures, man.
Yeah, I
Scriptures talking.
Bring them up.
Yep, Nahum 3 and verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Lord of hosts. It says, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face.
See, the Lord not with all that. Though you got people buying that, selling that, because they sleep to it. I see what you doing. It's filth. You selling people all these commercials, and it's all shameful stuff. You got to go, in order to get people to buy from this company called Levi, you got to get women to wear them that show their figures.
Right.
Because women are going to help the sales go up. You know what I'm saying? But then in order for it to stay relevant or to come back relevant at this point, because ain't nobody wearing Levi's, you got to put Beyonce on the screen with her big
Fucking
fake
ass, yeah.
fake ass. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of a fucking playoff game where families is watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is this bitch? This bitch 40-some years old.
With fucking babies and shit. Just had fucking twins. They with a fucking husband.
With blonde hair. Selling, so it's shame. That's the thing. Like, you're not just, there's nothing wrong with selling somebody a cookie for $1. The Lord, Jacob selling Esau dumbass some soup for everything. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know? But there's something wrong when you selling people shame. You know what I'm saying? It's a shameful thing. Your nakedness is your shame. You know? And nakedness in the scripture is synonymous with what?
No understanding.
Yeah, no understanding, not knowing what's going on. You know? That's embarrassing. Come on.
Yeah, kind. Nahum 3 and 5 continuing. It says, I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness.
See?
In the
People gonna
kingdom-
wake up like, this place filthy.
Yep.
I'm gonna stop. You know, you got damn China man don't even want his daughter to come here no more.
Right.
You know? As the Lord said, that's gonna take place here, man. All right? You got it.
In the kingdoms thy shame.
See that? You got it? Come on. Yeah, you can read 1 again.
Isaiah 47:6. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground.
Yep.
There is no throne,
6.
O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
See? Great. Fuck, ain't nobody. Here it is. The Make America slogan man is running right now. I mean, he's in office and everybody's complaining and saying the opposite.
Exactly.
You know? Cause there ain't nobody, it's prophesied, man. He said, what was that last part again?
For thou shalt no more be called.
That's
no
a
more.
prophecy and you seeing it, man. So this real. That man on his way back, right? Come on.
Thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yep.
It says Isaiah 47:6.
America's a great place to be. You can survive in this place. You can work hard and still make it. People are literally saying the opposite, man. On some shit your ass made through a device called TikTok. You know what I'm saying? And that's spiritual TikTok,
Time.
you know? Every time somebody put out a video complaining, they put out them dumbass compilations, it's just showing like where the time at. You know what I'm saying? That's what we measuring the times by, paying attention, hence watching, listening to people, you know? Seeing, oh, somebody had a new dream, or, you know what I'm saying? Or this, oh, they just said this, you know? You watch the NBA, you could tell this whole world coming to an end. How the fuck you cut Damian Lillard, man? You know? How? How you break up teams that don't even make sense to break up? Because it's a fucking show. They need to do something and get the ratings back up. To keep people back distracted. Too many people waking up. Oh, let's get everybody talking. You know? Like they say, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So though you be like the NBA dumb, it still gets you to click and engage by you hearing a bunch of crazy shit get shook up. You know? For those that watch basketball, fucking Luka Doncic and fucking LeBron made teammates in the middle of the season out of nowhere. And they was just in wasn't they just in the
He went to the finals last year.
the semifinals last year. That don't make no sense.
No, he went to the finals.
Yeah, whatever, finals or the semifinals. Yeah, whatever.
Exactly.
You know, they was the team completely. How the hell you break that up? They're like, man. And then the same team that was used to bring all that attention back, right? The owners would sell for $10 billion. Why? What you think they about to do? They about to go try to build a bunker and escape. You know? Remember all the pad like 4 years ago, all those, you know, CEOs were stepping down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, selling this, selling that. Google sold, Microsoft sold, so forth and so on sold. You know what I'm saying? They all selling. You said the Celtics just sold, right?
Yeah, they sold.
What is these dudes doing? And they selling for numbers. The Clippers was sold when that racist statement, that racist shit that that Edomite, was exposed, saying, you like niggers. Talking to his wife, motherfucking Magic Johnson, he was referring to, you know, Donald Sterling. You know what I'm saying? They recorded that conversation, man. He a fake Jew. He was forced to sell because the conversation got leaked. Cause he was mad. His wife was talking to Magic Johnson, who's one of, you know, he's within all the like the GM stuff and all of that. And you an owner supposed to know this.
Exactly.
But Esau so envious, so jealous of who we are, you know. Old ass. He was forced to sell that team for $2.3 billion. That wasn't too. It might have been 10 years ago. I don't know.
Probably so.
You know what I'm saying? But how a team now, like that's an NBA team, right? $2.3 billion. A team just sold for $10 billion. You know how much $2.3 billion is? Do you know how many millions that is? Do you know how many millions that is? They just sold the Lakers for $10 billion, bro. 10 billion. What are they about to do? What? What they gonna do? You know what they about to do. Come on.
They gonna buy one of them bunkers that just hit the market. Because you got videos being released like in the last couple years of tours of new bunkers just built. And it's not easy to build a bunker. It's not like building a house that take a couple months, 5-6 months. They started that stuff years ago, and now they just built, and now they showing people on the market.
Yeah, they about to get the fuck out.
They're gonna trade, yeah.
If they billionaires and they got it like that, yeah. They know what's going on.
Yep.
Isaiah 47:6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand.
Yep.
Thou
See?
didst.
That's how. The Lord left us in this shit, man. Go to Baba Kashad, Isaiah 19, and jump to like start at 3.
Isaiah chapter 19.
Matter of fact, don't even get 3. That's dealing with the cruel Lord. Jump down to verse. Yeah, you can read through 3. 3 through. That's it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Isaiah chapter 19 and 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof.
Then jump 3 through 4, and then jump to 14.
Yeah, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols.
See, and that's what's happening, man. The spirit fell. Everything washed. The world has lost its youth. Look at this shit, man. You know, come on.
And to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
Exactly. And that's the rest of the
Right,
witches
all these people that's bringing, making shit happen and get shit cracking.
You know, come on.
It says, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord.
Yeah, so now you people subject to who we believe is Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? That's America. We think he the cruel Lord. You know, come on.
Yeah, it says, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord.
Donald Trump, and then when you look up Donald Trump name, it basically means a fierce king. You know what I'm saying? Can't make it up. The elder brother Pashai brought it out. All right, the city is DMV. Come on.
It says, saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is verse 14 of Isaiah chapter 19. It says, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
See?
And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
No, only the people.
In every work, Egypt, slack. And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
Yeah, so it's all, here it is. He did it to control people, but it's the same thing that got people uproaring and leaving now. Esau an idiot. He couldn't see it. You know? The scriptures tell you in Sirach, not Sirach, we gonna keep going on that. In Psalms, the 9th chapter tells you what? The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made, man. They made. This is Psalms 9 and 15. It says, the heathen are sunk down. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 14. That I might shew. It says, let's start at 13. Have mercy upon me, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Consider my trouble, which I suffer of them that hate me. Right? Who is that? These Edomites. These start with the elite bankers. It says, thou that liftest me up from the gates of death. You see? And gates represent what? Leaders. Talking about the top Edomites, man. That of our enemies, those that hate us. It says, that I may shew forth all thy praise in the gates of thy daughter of Zion. See that? That's why it says he will not sit with mean men. You know what I'm saying? So we're at the gates. Hence the top men of Israel. That's why we're in on this truth. You know, we got the doctrine of our elder apostles, great men. You see what I'm saying? Sirach 44. This the greatest thing you can do as a so-called black person. You know what I'm saying? It don't get no greater than this. LeBron not happy, he in his 40s. And he like, man, these rings don't mean nothing.
None.
Kobe died knowing all that work he put in didn't mean nothing. It would have been cool to do if you would have knew the Lord. You know why it didn't mean nothing? Because you gained the whole world, but you lost your own soul.
Exactly.
You gave up your crown, your integrity. You did shut up and dribble. You did. You seen a lot of shit you should have said something about, but you didn't. Patrick Beverly said, if Bron say we hooping, we hooping.
We hooping.
Kyrie, he sat out. The Dwight Howard gay ass was saying was the Jews while he was on the team with LeBron. What was LeBron at? Somewhere getting damn choked up on the fucking locker behind closed doors because he put out that tweet or that Instagram about Jewish money. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting Jewish money.
Yep.
Remember that shit?
Yep.
Then he got caught in that picture wearing fringes. You know? And like nigga say that. They like nigga. Say that shit again.
So bitch ass now.
Big bitch, right. In Psalms 9 and 15 says the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. And they're in the net which they hid is their own protection. They tried to hide this, man. And it's the very thing that's bringing them down. This all the shit y'all did to keep people unaware of who y'all was because you had care for your name, your rep, is the very thing that's going to bring the violence that's written about. And that's the very thing that's going to bring the sleepers, right, if you will, the sleeper cells of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to wake up in America, which is the men that's going to get spiritual power. You see what I'm saying? Because you here it is, you plotting all this military shit for the uprising, you know it's going to happen. Because you causing a lot of it.
Exactly.
While they putting out NBA finals and all this draft bullshit, to try to, like they did when Yahweh Shai was born, right? Kill all the males. Like they did in Egypt, kill all the male childs. Because they know the wisdom is going to go through the men of Israel. They know it's men written to get spiritual power, hence the movie Brightburn, hence the movie, all the DC comic book heroes, man. All that shit, man. Dragon Ball Z, know that's talking about us. The movie, the Netflix series, what's it called? Nah, not that one. It's another one. I think it's called Supercell. That's what it's called. It's called Super
Super
Cell.
Cell. That's it. Super Cell.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, and it's over there, based over there.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of that heavy shit like that, like Black Mirror, is based over there.
Yeah. Mhm.
Over in Europe and stuff.
Exactly.
Scotland Jakes and
Exactly.
you know, fuck you, make, you know.
Exactly. That shit. No, that shit heavy though.
Yep.
It's just proof. They know exactly who we are. They, like we spoke on earlier. Like that's what we didn't speak on. Me and the brother was speaking on this earlier. Like the Lord, he got us scattered amongst the earth, so all of this can be revealed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why they can't hide anything, because the
Lord
Lord got
collecting all the intel.
Yeah, we everywhere. We able to, like, you know, lift up those stones and
Because he said,
point
that's
that
why it
out.
says the eyes of the Lord. We're other eyes of the Lord, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because the eyes of the Lord is talking about who? The angels, right?
it's just like we read it in the Revelation 19:10. We kicked it off with that. The
Yep.
Lord said, "You are not the Lord, but the angel told
Yeah.
John the Revelator, you my fellow servant, my
Exactly.
brethren." So we out here.
We the
and it's-
eyes too.
Yeah, he like, get up.
And the eyes is what? It's like 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So it's a way that the Lord, he set the angels up and got them going everywhere to see everything, to get more intel. And it says what? I think it's 2 Peter, how they go back and they don't bring relevant accusations.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Telling the Lord. Hell, Satan even go back and report.
Yeah.
You know, and the angels call what? Call who? The sons of God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We're the son. That's our original title. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Before we was Israel. All right. You had something?
Yeah.
Come on.
This is Revelation 18, verse 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone, like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, "Thus with violence
What you have?
shall that great city Babylon be thrown down,
Yeah.
and be
Finished
found no more at all.
14.
Yeah.
But we
So-
probably got the point, really.
Thus
good.
with
Go back
violence
to that.
shall it be overthrown."
5 and 6.
Just as Daniel 7:18 says, saints shall take the kingdom. Because the new government and rulership is not going to come through political means or through passive means. Because that won't work. It's going to be via this. Thus with violence shall it be overthrown.
Why? Bring this out.
6,
Yeah.
straight to it.
Read through 7. Come
Yep.
on.
Nahum chapter
Go
3 and
back to where you
6.
was at in Isaiah 40.
And I will cast
Go into what you just
abominable filth upon thee, and
See,
make thee
because
vile.
what? He gonna cast abominable filth. See, they basically what the Lord is telling us. They've been telling you shit is sugar. You know what I'm saying? They've been telling you, like the scripture say in Isaiah 5 and 20, bitterness is sweet. You know,
Right.
and sweet
Sweet
is
is
bitterness.
Yep.
And the Lord said, what happens to those people? What's the first word of that scripture?
Woe.
Thank you. Meaning what?
War.
Right. Destruction. Right? Woe, destruction, exactly. That's what's, you know. Go ahead.
Yeah, Nahum 3 and 6. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile.
All the scandals with the pandemic that came out. You know what I'm saying? People found out it was, you know, shit. Before that, monkey piss. I asked my stepmom about that, man. Is it true? You know,
Mm-hmm.
what a woman did, you know, basically was brought to her attention, you know, and she was just like, it's not always the case, you know? And that's when you learn your family wicked as hell, you know? So you gonna stay a nurse? My fucking sister a nurse, you know what I'm saying? That shit wild. She confirmed that. She asked her, like, is that true? She's like, it's not always the case. Because, you know, she's smart as hell,
Yeah.
you know?
In the
Smarter than the
world.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Very intelligent, you know, I would say. Like a computer. Remember, she started off with the keys.
Exactly.
You know?
Like literally through the spirit.
Yeah. You know?
Like robot type
Yeah.
processing type shit.
So Jake well aware of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They just cover their eyes when they see it,
Exactly.
you know? Go ahead.
Yeah. Nahum 3 and 6 continue. It says, and I will set thee as a gazing stock. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee and say, Nineveh is laid waste.
See?
Who will bemoan her?
See? Talking about America. When people see what's going on, they're going to look to depart from this place to the point they're going to try to fight to get out of this place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the violence. Ain't nobody going to be trying to make this place great again. Is what it means by who shall bemoan her.
Exactly.
When this place finally getting fucked up, you know, and America fucked up, ain't got no more sugar daddies. You know what I'm saying? The nations, because the nations ain't buying in no more.
Exactly.
Because they exposed.
Exactly.
People done woke up.
It said, because it says, you shall no one be called tender and delicate.
Exactly.
You're going to be called a slut.
Yep.
A slut and a whore.
Yeah.
You know, imagine you dealing with a woman, you thought she was so precious and pure, tender, and delicate. You find out she's some dirty slut. You're going to want to kill her. You're going to want to fight. You're going to get angry.
All these dumbass shows, these wholesome shows, Full House, the little perfect white family and shit.
Yeah.
You know, fucking Deedster and shit, all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But all the shows got some type of damn, you know, it's promoting. Really, when you learn what's going on, you go back and learn. All these shows have some type of damn wicked ass.
Yeah, alternative.
Yeah.
Basically, they had an alternative plan to what they was trying to show and shit. Basically.
Yeah, that whole show wicked as hell when you think about it. Cause dude, wife dead. Them twins,
Exactly.
Mary Kate and Ashley, the Olsen twins,
Right.
those his daughters. You know? But then he's staying with another dude who's staying with a damn woman, right? I forget how, you know, I'm sure Buns know what I'm talking about, but come on.
Isaiah 47:6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
So Esau, when he wasn't sparing nobody, man. And this the same man that's ruling right now, right? So they ain't finna spare in the time to come. Why you think we gonna need hints to where we gonna need spiritual power? You think, look, it say it's gonna go down with violence, but it ain't say Esau ain't gonna have a hand in it. A lot of the violence gonna be him fighting back, you know, through the military. It's gonna be bodies every goddamn where. Going back to that Nahum 3 and like 2. Go ahead. You jump to the point. Unless you finished.
Like you said, read through 6 and go to 13.
Yeah, 9. Jump to 9, yep, through 13.
Isaiah 47:9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day.
Mm-hmm.
The loss of children.
Yeah, because they said you was gonna be a lady forever. You know what I'm saying? When you read the previous verses, you know? But you didn't lay to mind what the scripture said. You didn't lay to mind that's not the will of the Heavenly Father, the stuff you want. Who control everything. You know? You thought you was gonna keep people asleep. Thought you was gonna keep all this forever, man. You thought we was just gonna stay regular, man. You know, we the bloodline of a man that can't die no more. That was dead and resurrected. And is alive forevermore. So what the fuck you think finna happen with us? You know?
So we got the Spirit of God in us, just like it's in Daniel.
Yep.
The Spirit of God's in us. So, you know, it's something gonna happen. Like, it's not gonna always stay dormant.
Yep.
That's why they tread carefully.
That's why they did that pandemic crap too. Trying to remove the God gene. You know? That's they call it the God gene. You know, it's a real thing. I was trying to pull it up. I'm gonna do a lesson on it. But go ahead.
Isaiah 47:9.
Mm-hmm.
But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day.
Mm-hmm.
The loss of children.
Yep.
And widowhood.
Yep.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection.
See?
For the multitude of thy sorceries.
Yep. So you're gonna lose all your citizens. And you're gonna lose all your sponsors. No one's gonna want to do business with you. None of these countries, none of them gonna send their children here from China and things like that. That's the widowhood part. And the loss of children is talking about the citizens that grew up in you, right? That grew up in America. They're gonna come in a moment. Hence, ultimately by what? That sign right there. The damn missiles. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna come by the damn missiles being shot. But before that happens, what's gonna happen? It's gonna be a lot of civil unrest, like the movie goddamn Civil War. If you ain't seen it, you should check it out, man. That give you a complete picture of the civil unrest, the magnitude of where civil unrest can get.
Where you at? Okay. It's a lot.
And we good?
No, we straight.
Yeah. And what was I about to say?
Civil unrest. rest of the movie.
It just said give you a
They
good
was
idea.
chasing the president in that movie. They was chasing the president in that movie. You know? And in the movie, people basically, when they found out the president is the reason everything happened, they didn't all try to like go get the president, but a lot of people just start living by their own means. And the scriptures say that's what's gonna happen, man. All right? Matter of fact, go there real quick. Second Ezra's. I want to say that's the 9th chapter, the 15th chapter. Go to the 15th chapter, second Ezra. You know? Movie crazy, man. All right, let me see. Go ahead, jump to Yep, 15 and 16.
Okay.
Started 14.
Yeah, kind. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 14. It says,
This is what happens when you go to Isaiah 5 and 20. This is what happens when you sell people lies. Right? Go ahead.
it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
What?
Woe
All right. So it said, woe to the world. Go ahead.
to the world and them that dwell therein.
Mhm.
For the sword,
That's it. Read that out.
Isaiah 5 and 20.
Mhm.
Woe unto them that
See?
call evil good.
Yeah. Why is it woe? And who's the woe to? Woe, them that dwell in the world. Right? But it says them that what?
Woe unto them that call evil good
Yeah.
and good evil.
So these people that dwell in the world call evil good and good evil because they've been made to think that. They've been sold and twisted up in the head through witchcraft. You see what I'm saying? But ultimately, they're going to awake to it. And when they awake to it, their response is going to be to be reckless. Like I was saying through the spirit, when the tough get going, people get carnal. You know what I'm saying? People going to get carnal as hell. And it's going to bring that destruction to them.
Okay.
They don't even realize it. They said they're gonna set up their own death. They're gonna be fighting with somebody over the lies they mad about. Niggas fighting about the shit they complain about over the TikTok, and that's gonna be a fight that was to bring the judgment that was given to them back in the heavens. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be hella people killing each other, and that's what's written in the scriptures. You finished the verse?
It
Yep.
says Isaiah 5 and 20. Nope. Isaiah 5 and 20 says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Yep. Bring now get the word woe, Shah, in the Hebrew.
It says woe in the Hebrew.
Come on. Yeah, go to the root. Last. Go ahead. Nope. Next. Keep going. You ain't playing games. Keep going. That's it. That's it right there. Root word. Read it out. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come on.
It says apparently a primitive word expressing pain.
See? Pain, man. See, that tells you it's just destruction by all sorts. Because there's a million ways to have pain. Go ahead.
It's a primitive word expressing pain exclamatorily.
See?
Exclamatorily.
In the movie, they were showing you that people was like losing it off of how much other people were doing. People was losing it off them killing somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to where they got pain. People was losing it off of trying to flee, but not helping the people that was dying that they could have helped. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. It's gonna be like that. All right? Bring it up.
Real quick.
You got it?
Mourn the Strong says to mourn, to grieve.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, but it's gonna be, because of why? All the death and destruction.
Yep.
Come on.
2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse, what was we at? 14, it says, Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
Exactly, the sword. And the sword is in many forms. Esau coming nigh, right? And the word is coming nigh unto your ass. You see what I'm saying? Which is a sword, a two-edged sword, which got things written in it that's supposed to happen to certain people upon them doing certain shit. You see what I'm saying? So everything in the scripture is about to happen to your ass. Your ass gonna be go to Psalms 91. Your ass gonna be in the body, the piles of bodies, physically, not spiritually this time. That's said to be around the men, you know, that will have the angels on them. 91 and jump to verse 7.
Psalms 91 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
1,000 shall fall at thy side.
See, you gonna be in that 1,000, piled the fuck up. That's how it was in the movie. You had niggas that was, cause again, read that real quick.
Yep, 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15, it says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
Go ahead.
And one people shall stand up and fight against another,
Yep.
and swords in their hands.
Yeah, people that's supposedly on the opposing forces. You know, people having guns, swords, bats, all type of stuff. Come on.
It says, for there shall be sedition among men,
Yep.
and invading one another.
Yep. And sedition deals with what? Uprising. Hence a civil unrest. Hence that movie they put out, Civil War. Go ahead.
They shall not regard their kings nor princes.
And they gonna wake up like in that movie once they figured out the whole place was full of crap and it was the president's fault. That's how people gonna see this. Basically, dude represented Trump because they put the movie out 2024. Go ahead.
In the course of their actions,
Everything they gonna do from here on, once they wake up and find that out, which is happening now, like in that movie. Go ahead.
shall stand in their power.
See, it's gonna be upon what they say. It's gonna literally be you told people do as thou wilt. That's what
They're
you gonna
do
get.
exactly.
You know.
You reap what you sow.
And you gonna get that from us. We gonna do we gonna do as we will, meaning thus saith the Lord. So meaning we gonna do those greater works. We gonna get that power. We gonna put your ass to motherfucking death because we believe we know you the Edomites. You know what I'm saying? We know we supposed to follow this. So we're gonna be following this while everybody else following whatever the hell they want to follow, which is still in accordance to this. Because some been given over to that. To do what? Things inconvenient, you know, which that's needed, you know? Because it's going to be an inconvenience for you elites when you go into hiding and then all these people die and then we go get your asses.
exactly.
You really, I was going to say your black asses, but you really black. You the black people. You going to be the new black people. You was never white. When we go get your black asses and make you clean up all this filter across the earth. There's gonna be bodies every fucking where. Brothers gonna have spiritual powers in Europe. You know what I'm saying? Y'all in trouble, man. They in goddamn trouble. Why we gonna do that? Because that's what the scriptures say. It says we gonna hunt them out of the mountains, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go round their ass up post World War III, and we're gonna make the earth new again. You know what I'm saying? That's how the earth gonna be made new. The earth replenishes itself. You know? It's gonna heal itself. And then the heaven gonna be new because all the fucking chemtrails that was coming from those planes would fucking be shot the fuck down by the chariots. You know? And through us. Like on, what was that? I think it was the movie Chronicle. When they was in the air flying.
Right. Exactly.
And then Brightburn, he did that.
Exactly. I'm about to say that.
Yeah. When at the end, he took his mom up, his fake mom, because he was mad, found out that wasn't his mom. She was some fucking liar. And he had a whole nother mission. He took that bitch up to this guy. He did some graceful shit. You know what I'm saying? And he dropped her motherfucking ass. You know, then he looked and seen a plane because he took her up so high in the sky and the screen just went black. Next thing you know, he's sitting down back on the ground on the earth, the land, during the day because it was nighttime, eating a cookie. And then they pan over and it's a plane crushed the fuck up. That was that plane, you know? Ain't gonna be no more planes in the sky, man. Ain't gonna be no more Wright brothers.
I got
The only
some.
thing flying is gonna be chariots of God, chariots of Lord.
In us.
Yep. Amos 9:2, it says, though they dig into hell, then shall mine hand take them.
Yep.
Though they climb up to
Yeah,
heaven,
and that's talking about the right hand side of Yahweh Shema Shai, hence
The
Yahweh
hand.
Shai, the angels, which we're a part of. Like you said, Revelation 19:10, he said we are his fellow servants. So the right hand, right, the men of the Lord, the sons of God, Yahweh Shai, the angels, all of us, gonna take y'all ass up those bunkers. You got it. Break it down.
though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. Just correlating with the brothers speaking of. Like, it ain't gonna be nothing in there but the righteous patrol.
Because why? We've been given that power. And why? Because you said, do as thou wilt. Again, the heathen sunk down in the pit they made, you know? And the net that they
Set.
that they hid
Right, they hid.
is their own foot taken. You know? You got by some shit you said for us we weren't even supposed to know about. Still found out about it, and this is the reason, and that was the reason why. Because you tried to hide it.
You remember, what was that scripture?
You can't hide nothing from lamps, from people that's supposed to search. It says it's the honor of kings to search out a matter, you know? So you helping that play out when you give things to be hid, you know? Lord say, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel. You know what I'm saying? We know y'all got homes and shit under the ground already, man. You know? So you just gotta know we're gonna get busy here. Before that time, if we on that level already worrying about them, we ain't even talking about them, the power bonds brothers gonna get, you know, when all this violence break out. You had some?
Lie. I was trying to take a note. You got it.
Come on, you keep reading.
Continue there.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the brother. Come on.
Yeah, kind. Back to 2nd Ezra chapter
We'll
15.
close out on the spiritual power.
In verse 16, it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes.
Yep.
In the course of their action shall stand in their power.
Exactly. And that's how you're gonna have all hell break loose, man. All right, keep going on what you had. I'll read the last thing you read.
Isaiah 47:9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day.
I thought it was the Isaiah 5 that you had.
Got the beautiful sweet. Again.
Yeah, no, that's cool. You finished the definition?
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, we good. You jump back there, Slocky.
Isaiah 47:9.
Yep, because it's still a point. This is how this is gonna happen. Come on.
But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day.
To America. Come on.
The loss of children.
See? The citizens. How? Because the civil unrest that's about to take place. All right, go to 2nd Ezra 9:4. All right, start at 3.
Yeah, this is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9 in verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world,
See, and what?
and uproars of people in the world,
That's civil unrest. All right, that's sedition amongst men. You see it? Come on.
it says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Yep, and we gonna see it. We seeing it already. It's only so long before it get off the internet and off TikTok. And just be right in front of you. You know? Remember back, we got a preview during that George Floyd stuff.
Exactly.
Remember everything was boarded the fuck up.
Exactly.
That shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like a Call of Duty, a COD map, man. A Call of Duty map. All right? That's it.
Yeah, verse 5, I'm gonna read this. It says, for like as that all that is made in the world hath the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Yep. Now go to Baba Kushai. The end of a thing is better than the beginning. I think that's Job.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and 8. It says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof.
Now, see, for Esau and these people that's caught up here, it's bad for them because it's the end of all they invested in. It's the end of them. It's the end of their run. But for us, it's the best thing that can happen because it's the beginning of something, you know? And what's that? That's the beginning of power, man. All right? Go to, what's that? John 9 and 43.
So I was just thinking about that. I think earlier today or sometime yesterday, as far as all of this, all the earth and everything, the functionings and society shutting down and just completely crumbling, and how I should and plan on smiling because of what it means when they try to come get us, attempt to come get us, and do whatever they do.
What you got?
That's a good thing.
44.
'cause of what that means.
No, what's that?
That means that we're that much closer.
Power till
That
power
means
be
the
a
kingdom
dude.
is
I think it's John's.
around the corner.
That,
The Lord is around the corner.
till power be endued from on high, power from on high. Forget. Isaiah 29. Go ahead on that, so you get this.
Isaiah 47:9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment in one day: the loss of children and widowhood.
Mm-hmm. And so you're gonna lose a lot of citizens during this civil unrest, man. Oh, that's what you read last. The Psalms 91.
Luke.
The 1,000 shall fall by thy side. Come on.
Psalms 91:7. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee.
47 through 49. Yep. And that's these people, man. That's through these people in their civil unrest. Like they show you on that, like I said, that film, man. Basically, how it said in the 2 Ezra 15, how they course of their power stand in their own hand because they ain't listening to the government, the president, none of that, because people learn this bullshit, just like in that movie. Well, in the movie, they was reenacting that basically. Man, it was people trying to, as it said, it would be people invading one another,
Right.
people trying to go in people's houses because they like, man, the hell with this, man. You don't deserve all of this. I got to see you every day with this nice car and shit. Man, niggas was stacking bodies. I'm talking about this niggas had truckloads of bodies from looters. It was a gas station on one scene. They had these niggas hanging up. It was just dead bodies hanging there. Cause it was so damn just otherworldly. They went back there because they photographers. So how they have to show you the movie is very graphic because it's detailed.
About the detail.
Because it's from the perspective of a photographer, hence press, which they going to Washington, that's the synopsis, to ask the president why, you know? And they're documenting the whole time, so it's pictures, they showing you the movie in the form of pictures, every moment is snap. You know, not every moment, but certain moments. But so the girl, she go back there because she the understudy of this great photographer, and she learning how to walk, basically. And basically, she go back there and she see the mother dudes hanging up there like this, just covered in blood and shit, like crazy. And I'm thinking they dead, but when she walk up to him, this dude he coming from around the body like this, you know, with a big ass, you know what I'm saying? He's like, what you think we should do with them? He poked them, they were still alive. They was just hanging there for days. He's like, I'll let you decide. We kill them, and they spitting up blood. He was like, they're looters.
Wow.
So a lot of niggas gonna get their issue through that taking their course of their action, standing in their own power. That's why the Lord say, look, wisdom and knowledge is gonna be the stability of our time, man. But a lot of people gonna be doing shit that don't make sense, but they think it's the best thing to do. You gonna run in somebody's house, and you gonna get crucified. Ironically, you was somebody that scoffed at the Lord. You might have somebody that got crucifixes in their basement.
Right.
They finna sacrifice your ass in the basement, all because you thought you was finna, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real.
All types of crazy shit.
Like this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? The Lord got all type of shit already. People's worst nightmares. You gonna see people fucking deformed, you know, niggas getting their shit blew off, but it ain't gonna come nigh you. Cause the movie graph, you like, man, I don't even watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? But you need to, you know what I'm saying? Just in case. Because the Lord, he basically desensitizing our minds to all of this. Why? How? Telling us all these things is going to happen. Us watching for things that's synonymous with the things we believe in. And then constantly giving us reasoning for why these things need to happen.
Right.
So letting us see wickedness, whether it's on the news or you dealing with it in your very, you know, physical life, your own life, you know? How you gonna feel when you see a bunch of pretty women get put to death? It's one thing to say it.
Exactly.
So you gotta be able to really not just talk to the camera and go through the motions all the time. You gotta really reflect while you speaking. Like, it's not gonna be like this. Like, that movie lay everything out, and everybody that had sense in the movie didn't make it. And it was a city where, right? Because it was civil unrest across all America, right? And it ain't like I'm telling you the movie, because the movie about the scriptures.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was a city, it was a little town that it had no clue that shit was going on. Or they knew, but it was like they didn't know because they didn't care. It was like she was like, when they got into the city, it's like, what the hell? They was like, did we just walk into another dimension? Complete peace over the town. And that represented the elect. They went into a store where the lead photographer tried on a green emerald dress, like Yahawashai. And right when I was, telling Zakur that, she was like, Jesus, looking in the mirror.
Right.
But before that, they walked into the store and there was a girl that was like this. She was reading a book. And he was like, the dude walked up, are y'all aware there's a civil unrest going on all across America? He was like, why don't you have it on the news? He was like, oh, you can turn it off if you want. She was like, basically, she was like, we don't care. But she was like, if you like anything you see,
Let me know.
let me know. And she just got back to reading the book, happy as hell.
Because like his brother said, does represent the elect. Because all of that is not for us.
Yep.
That's for them.
That's right.
That got nothing to do with the elect.
Oh, that's
That is for them. So they just
Spirit, you see that shit over there?
patiently waiting.
CBD.
CBD. What?
What it say underneath it?
Oh, yeah, Kanye. I've been seeing
Yeah, I
that.
never noticed that.
Yep, Kanye. Yep.
That
Yeah,
wish,
I
the
notice
wish,
that every
yeah.
time. Come over here, Shaman. Yeah, I got something real quick since you say that. This is Psalms 11, and I'm gonna start at 5. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hated. So he gonna deal with them different. The Lord try us, he have us catching hell and things like that, going through this, this labor and pain to bring forth, like it says in Micah. And everybody is. And hell, some people ain't. Ain't no deaths, no bans in their deaths, as the scriptures say. But they're sinners. Which the Lord deals with way worse. And he's only doing this to us to get us better. Again, to get us in a state to where we're going to want to execute the judgment written. You can pull that out. You know what I'm saying? Through the Spirit. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 149 and 9. It says, I'm going to start at Psalms 149 and 6. Let the high praises of God be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people.
See? And that's only by what? You having the praise of the Lord, basically the scriptures, acknowledgement of the Lord. You can't acknowledge the Lord if you don't know about him. That's why they say, how can they believe in whom they have not heard?
Right.
So once you hear, it's to acknowledge. It's acknowledging that happens. For the purpose of what? Read it one more time, Baba Kashah.
It says, Psalms 149 and 6. Let the high praises of God, of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written.
See that? So we already ready. That's why he said, let the praise of God be in your mouth, right? In your ear, right? It said in their mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ear.
It's not the ear try words.
Yeah. And the two-edged sword in your hand, meaning what? Be ready upon what you hear. You see that?
Wielding his word.
And you hearing what? These motherfuckers finna go into slavery. We finna get spiritual power. We about to go crazy on them, bro. You know what I'm saying? We about to go fucking crazy. Go to Ezekiel 25 and and 14. And you jump back where you were.
It is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25 and verse 14. It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
See that? Give me when I ready to avenge all disobedience. Come on.
And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger.
See? And who shall?
And they,
No, the Lord shall.
and they,
See, you gotta be ready, man. Go ahead.
and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, thy God.
Yep. Go to Amos 3 and 6. 3 and 7. Start at 6. Come on.
Amos chapter 3 and 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city?
Go ahead.
This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 6.
Man, hold it. Go ahead. Finish.
Yeah, Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid?
Yep. And we warning you. We telling us now. Spiritual power coming. Why? For the sake of peace. Because the Lord is a man of war, which is how he's going to obtain peace. And we're warning a whole nother way. And it start here. Satan tried to cut the camera off the other night when we couldn't get through the message. You know? And we have to be used to let these people know, just like the Lord going to use the rest of these people to let these people know, hence these leaders. It's thus saith the Lord. It's not you. Going back to Isaiah 47, he said, you said in your heart, you know, you going to be a lady forever, and I am, and none else.
Right.
You still hold that? Isaiah 47? Just hurry up, jump there real quick. Come on.
Isaiah 47.
No,
It's
no.
Lady Forever. That is.
No, right. Nope.
It's your Lady Forever.
No, hold on. As he said, yeah, 10. Come on.
Isaiah 47 and 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me.
So he talking about America. You know, talking about the elites running America. Come on. Because America don't run itself. It's a perfect orchestrated mess. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
It says, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart,
See?
I am,
See?
and none else beside me.
Yep. And how the Lord know that? Because he's watching. Who he watching through his eyes. How he's able to see it? Because he got plenty of them. Brothers everywhere. Angels everywhere. And we reporting. It's the co-op intelligence mission. See that? That's why he said, sigh and cry. For what? For all the abominations. That's letting him know. He said, give him no rest until you make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Keep telling him, man. You know? Keep telling the Lord. Keep going to him, telling him what these people are doing. Like the woman that went and complained about the wicked judge. You know what I'm saying? And Yahushua said she kept bothering him. And because of that, he took care of her. He helped her. Which was all, you know, a parable or analogy for him saying, like, if we keep complaining and telling him what's going on, he gonna avenge us, his elect, speedily. But again, you got the Amos 3?
Yep.
Come on.
It's the book of Amos 3 and 6. 7. Verse 7, it says, surely the Lord God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, will do nothing.
The Lord do nothing, man. Come on.
But he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
So when it says he's gonna avenge us speedily, but yet he's gonna do nothing, how he gonna do it? See that? He gonna do it by, like he said in Ezekiel 25 and 14. All right? By our hands. You know? Why is it justified? Because we're here seeing what these people are doing and we telling him. Right? And it's to let these people know, right? You're not bigger than first of all, you ain't bigger than none of these people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you damn sure not bigger than my people.
Right.
You know? You got it? 40, yep, same 10. No, that's it.
Isaiah 47 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me.
Mm-hmm.
Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am,
See?
and none else beside me.
See? And that's it. The Lord, that's how the Lord know that. Because we see this nigga trying to be the most high. With all his brain chips and shit, chipping shit. Where that sign at? You got it.
Close real quick. I got it. Put it in a slot. You should have put it in low power mode, but I'll plug it up.
See that? Thinking he the most high, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what the nigga think, man. He think he is. This America. This was coming to America. I am and none else. I feed you. How I tell you is the way you gonna eat. Is the only way you gonna be able to eat. That's that. That's that thinking. And because of that, because of that which is prideful as hell. Because of that, these cities gonna be trouble, like it says in second Ezra the 15th chapter. You know? Because you keep messing with people. And they're messing with us. All right? You got the 6th verse? You can go back to where you was.
Amos 3:6?
Yeah.
Yep. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
See? And we warning you, man. All right? That these scriptures gonna be fulfilled. You gonna fuck around and find out, bro. All right? On a whole nother level. Go ahead. What's up?
It says, shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it?
That's it.
Now to plug this out my mic, I'll plug it.
Yeah, I know. That's cool. We just gonna have to speak up. We finna close out anyway. Yeah, we gonna have to just speak up. That's cool. You got no other option. Try plugging it up in here. That's really gonna charge this, but bring it up. Wherever you was at. Yep, the readiness.
2 Corinthians 10:6. And having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled.
So that's what it means having the praise of the Lord in your mouth. You know? Things, the reverence of the Lord, the worshiping the Lord, which is doing what he says to do. You ain't able to do that if you ain't listening to what that's, declared at, which is from the scriptures through the men, the prophets, the holy apostles sent, you know what I'm saying, and the prophets and the teachers. No charge? Yeah, it's just charging that. Go ahead, take it out. So yeah, that's pretty much that, man. All right? You finished? You jump back. Psalms 149.
Psalms 149 verse 6. Let the high praises of God, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains, and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yep. It's the honor, man. It's our honor to do this. Give me Isaiah 59 and 19. What you hold?
The Amos.
You already done with that.
Okay, console. Luke
Bring it out,
24.
bro.
Isaiah 50.
When you get a scripture call, bring the scripture out. Just start reading.
Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood.
See? Pride. Being prideful. Come on.
The spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, shall lift up a standard against him.
Yeah. And what's the standard? All right? Go to Baba Kashah. Psalm 60. So when they come down trying to fight back and try to prevent these things kicking people's door in, what's going to happen? The Lord's going to lift up a standard. What the scripture says is to happen in that moment in response to these people is what's going to happen. All right? That's it. Or just go to that's Psalm 60. Just go to Jeremiah 4:20, I think that is. How long shall you see the standard?
Jeremiah 4 and 21. How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet.
See? So the standard is the trumpet. You know? It's the men lifting up their voice as like the sound of the trumpet. Yeah, you got it?
Yeah. Oh, I get it real quick.
Yeah, you got it.
It's the book of
Yeah, 58.
58 and 1. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 58 and 1. It says, cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
See, like we in war. He said, spare not.
Mhm.
Supposed to be out here slaying mugs, man, with the word, through the spirit. Come on.
And shew my people their transgression,
Yeah, how we gonna show them? By showing them the scriptures. Come on.
and the house of Jacob their sins.
Yep. Showing them what's going on in their lives and in America from this so-called white man, you know, thus according to the scriptures, to where they can see they in error. All right? So it's the men with the scriptures. That's the trumpet. Hence, that's the standard. You got it out.
Jeremiah 4, Jeremiah 4 and 21. How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet?
See that? Because he said, and go to, what's that, Isaiah 30 and 20?
Isaiah 30 and 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
Shall not die. What?
Yet shall not thy teachers
Yep.
be removed into a corner anymore.
Go ahead.
But thine eyes shall see thy
But
teachers.
thy eyes shall see thy teachers. See that? So the seeing the standard is seeing his teachers. Hence the men with the scriptures teaching. You see that? So what's going to happen when the enemy come in? Go back, bro.
Isaiah 59 and 19.
Yep.
So shall they fear the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua from the west.
Yeah, talking about the Western Hemisphere, hence North America. You know? They're going to fear the name that these teachers was bringing out. You know? According to the scriptures. We the only ones. Because look, how they going to fear a name that they was pushing and made up? You know? They wouldn't. They going to fear a name they never heard of. You know what I'm saying? Which is the ones we're bringing out. All right? Matter of fact, go to, which is talking about, I ain't even got to get it. He said, and they shall see that which they had not heard, man. In Isaiah 59. You know? I think that's like 15 or 11. Go ahead. You know? They ain't pushing Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. We're pushing the name of the Lord, man. You know? That which they have seen might be 57, somewhere in there. 52, I got it. It says Isaiah 52, and let's talk about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Again, it says, I'm going to start at 12. For ye shall not go out with haste, nor go by flight. It says, exactly, we ain't going to be scared no more, man. You know, we're not going to go out by haste. That what's the word haste synonymous with?
Haste.
Thank you. See that? We're not going to go out with haste. This is because it's not finished. We're not exiting in the same way. It's gonna be fucking. We gonna exit for the same purpose, get our name back, get the earth back. But it's gonna be on a level unlike, you know, Egypt. That's gonna make the way we exited ancient Egypt pale in comparison. The way we gonna when it comes to exiting spiritual Egypt, which is America. They gonna fuck around and find out, bro. Yahweh Shai, you gotta think. Yahweh Shai wasn't even physically there, if you will, right? As himself in ancient Egypt. But he will be in this one. So how the hell you gonna talk about that? You couldn't. It says, for ye shall not go out with haste, nor go by flight. For Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua will go before you. See, we'll go before you. You ain't gonna worry about nothing like he did in ancient Egypt, right? He went before us. And Yahweh and the God and the power of Israel will be your reward. Your reward. See? Same thing that happened. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently. Yahweh, the angels, they already coming like with the foresight. They coming thinking about when we repopulating the earth. They already like ahead of this devil, basically. You know? That's what, because you know prudence deal with foresight
Exactly.
and wisdom. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high, which is why we're not gonna have to leave in haste. Who gonna tell you how niggas gonna tremble when they see your house shot? And you gotta think, Maya Ka'ala gonna be with them and all the angels, and then we just got done laying shit down. Bro, it's gonna be crazy, bro. We ain't gonna leave in haste. Remember, they gonna watch this place burn. Everybody took the shit, you know? Read on. It says, and that's spiritual because it says, behold, my servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high.
Hey guys.
How you doing, man? And be very high. Meaning manifold on them ships. You got something?
Or it just goes directly into the
Yeah, come on, come
Exactly.
on, bring it up.
Luke 24:46. And said unto them, thus it is written, and thus it behooved Hamashiach to suffer.
See? Thus it is written. That's what we're talking about. Come on.
It says, and to rise from the dead the third day. So that's the Lord returning. He gonna rise.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna come up. He's coming from above. You know? It says, and that,
Well, read that one more time.
so like, yeah. Yeah, it says, and said unto them, thus it is written, and thus it behoove Hamashiach to suffer and to rise from the dead the third day.
Yeah, you talking about us. You know what I'm saying? Because he already risen. You know? He already did that part. We gonna rise. He gonna come back on the third day, but we on the third day are gonna rise like him. We gonna go up. We gonna be exalted. Right? He gonna rise too in a way of getting his glory on the earth. Like his actual esteem gonna go up in earth. But besides that, he already rise.
Exactly.
You know?
His body, us.
He coming down here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
It says, and that repentance and remission of sins should be preached in his name among all nations,
See? Start showing you was talking about us. This is in reference to us. Come on.
beginning at Jerusalem.
Come on.
And ye are witnesses of these things.
Yep. Because we already know he did this. Come on.
It says, and behold, I send the promise of my Father upon you.
Because he already rose. Right?
Yeah. It says, but tarry ye in the city of Jerusalem
See?
until you be endued with power from on high.
And that's what we doing. We tarrying in Jerusalem. Right? Habakkuk 2.
Time.
You know? And what are we tarrying for? For that power. We're tarrying for the rest of the vision to take place. We wait for fucking hell. We tarrying for that. That Isaiah 59 and 19. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Whoever first.
Where it started.
2 and straight to the point. 3.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
See? So we tarrying for the vision. Like Ezra's got told that he had to tarry. He wanted it now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Ezra was told we gonna get spiritual power, man. You know? Go ahead.
But at the end, it shall speak and not lie.
See, and that's why the end of a thing, like you read in Ecclesiastes 7 and 8, is best. But people be like, who the fuck says some shit like that? Some people who has their ending synonymous with, their beginning synonymous with an ending. You know, who has their beginning at an ending. So it's good news for us, but it's bad news for y'all, man. That's why it says, woe to them that obey not the gospel. Why wouldn't they obey if it's good news? Because it ain't for them. You know what I'm saying? It's bad news to them. And that's why I says, woe that call, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man.
Go ahead.
It says, though it tarry,
Wait,
wait.
fucking cracker Edomite gonna walk behind us, and this nigga gonna let him.
Exactly.
Man. And now the flies done dissipated.
Completely.
Come on.
Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Come on.
It says, behold.
So there it is. So we tarrying around, right? Waiting on the vision, basically. We're tarrying because the vision tarrying. Because we of the vision. You know? And we get that power, man. You know? The manifestation of the sons of God. See that? Romans 8. Y'all gonna fucking see, man. Hosea 1. In the place where it said we ain't children of the living power, we gonna be called the children of the sons of the living power, man. The Lord said, I have said ye are gods, man. And all you are children of the Most High. Even the women, the sisters.
Zephaniah 3:19. I believe that's it. Fame
Yeah.
in every land.
Yep.
You know, name and fame.
Exactly.
That's synonymous with what? You know, Egypt. So we would need an Egypt for that to be true. We got one.
It's all set.
Just waiting, tarrying until what? Go back to Luke.
Yep. Exactly. Book of Luke, chapter 24 and 49. And behold, I send the promise of my Father upon you, but tarry ye in the city of Jerusalem until ye be endued with power from on high.
Yeah, just wait around, man. You know, because the scriptures tell you in Psalms 110. Go to 110 real quick. Or jump to like 3. Might be 105. But 110. 3. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the book of Psalms, chapter 110 and verse 3.
Start at 2.
I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, the Lord,
Just start at 3. We good.
yes, straight to 3, it says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power,
See?
and the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning.
Tomorrow's gonna stop playing with us. You know? And we can go ahead and get the world, the new world. Because when we get the power, that's really the sign that the new world started. You know? It's over with. But what's gonna put a cap on it is when we beamed up on those ships and we changed, before we get on them, we change in the twinkle of an eye. And that's when it says, which is just for a moment, we're gonna watch the fireworks show, and then we're gonna come back down new. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because everybody who comes from those seeds of the new bodies is going to be new bodies. It's going to be perfect. And that's usher in a new place.
Yep. And that's gonna be by way of some realistic stuff. People think we up here talking about some, no nigga, we're gonna make the world new, the earth new. Like the brothers just talk about the GMS main camp, man. The earth gonna be made new because we're gonna take all this, everything polluting it out. And when there ain't no more cigarettes, ain't no more niggas to drive planes to put shit in the air to pollute the fucking
Everything.
to kill the trees that keep the air clean.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just landed. You seen it?
What?
No, I'm saying this mug just landed right there. I don't even know what that is. It's probably a grasshopper because I've been seeing them all day.
Yeah, we in Egypt. Flies, locusts, frogs and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Grasshopper.
This shit finna go down, man. It's about to go down. And again, it's about to go down because we about to get our name back, bro. How you gonna get a rep like we was talking about? How you gonna get a rep if you ain't got nothing to where people respect it?
Exactly.
Niggas gonna start, how you think they gonna call us the children of the living power, man? It ain't because we just got beamed up. Nah, it's gonna be because protection was seen from these people. These niggas walk around like kings in the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? They had all this favor. Niggas had power. They gonna all type of stuff, bro.
They took over the world in a crazy, crazy way. You know, stuff like that.
There ain't gonna be no fucking niggas no more. You wanna know why? Because we was never niggas to begin with.
Exactly.
That's why I said we're waiting on the manifestation.
For the sons of men.
Yeah, of the sons of God. Ain't no fucking men. That's Satan. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro. You got that Zechariah?
Okay.
9?
Isaiah 59 again.
Yeah, bring that up. Come.
Isaiah 59 and 19 says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun.
See?
When the
They
enemy,
gonna fear. They finna fear this name we were talking about.
Exactly.
They gonna be like, damn, they keep saying this. You know, like you had that dream. Say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. They don't know about this, man. Real quick, go to or whoever get it. Get what I was just reading and finish it. Bible shot.
and that sounds like
Isaiah 52 and 14. Go ahead, bro.
it sounds like bring them before me, and if they will not
13.
worship me, slay them. It sounds like that.
That's what it sound
Okay.
Read through the whole joint. Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 52 and 12. For you shall not go out with haste, nor go by flight. For the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, will go before you, and the God of Israel will be your reward. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled, and be very high.
Yeah, so because the one that's coming back to get us, save us, who was born to do that and give us power, the one that has us even on this. We out here waiting, bro. Look at this. We waiting. We waiting. We supposed to be doing this, man. Look, we prepping. What the fuck you think they doing?
Prepping too.
What the fuck you think Esau doing, man?
Yeah.
And niggas distracted. This shit is war. That's why he said we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. This ain't one of those wars, man. This is a real deep war. It's deep. It ain't niggas walking around with, the old cannonballs, and they will roll it out, and then
They got to
boom, catapult it.
Yeah.
Nigga throw a big ass stone on a catapult, and you gotta go cut the stream. It ain't going on, man. Bombs and shit flying everywhere. It ain't like that, man. This nigga blocking people from seeing our channel, our lives. Like ain't nobody watching. He trying to shadow ban us, man. Go ahead, bro. Y'all got scriptures, bring them out, man.
Sending out enchantments and spells and all type of wickedness.
Yes,
To try to
yes.
block minds and
Yep.
the food. That's the kind of war. Trying to kill babies of the Israelite nation before they can be born. That's what kind of war.
Yep. Through damn shows and shit.
Yeah.
Lines and shit. School, what they call school, the school system. The image the image they sell you that they done created for you to live up to, which is one completely different from the one you supposed to be in. To where you don't manifest that one, because that one's tied to you being the son of God. You know what I'm saying? They like, no, this who you are. You know? Every channel. Now, why you think on all the screens they trying to show you a sister with a fucking afro and she in an interracial relationship and shit, you know? Nigga sitting down at home with some slacks on and a button up doing his taxes with his fake happy, you know what I'm saying? That's what they want you to believe you are, man. Come on, who's up reading?
Yeah, that's on me.
You had something?
I was looking for the scripture which says
Say something. You got what?
Psalm 64:6. That's what it is. I'm gonna grab it real quick.
You got it?
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 64 and 6. It says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. You know, and it's just proof and backing up the brother when he said this is a deep war. Like, they not looking at, like, it ain't about a carnal kill and taking somebody out one by one. It's about taking control of each individual one by one to the point they can control and tell you what to do, and you not even know it.
It's very strategic.
Man.
They plotting. They plotting, we plotting. They damn getting knowledge and intel. We get knowledge and intel. You know?
God.
They're prepared. They say the horses of battle. Prepared for battle, man. Why you think they got guillotines and shit already lined up and they for you? You know what I'm saying? Because they warn. But they don't tell you. But the info come out. Because why? Knowledge is said to be increased. Come on.
Isaiah 52:14, as many were astounded at thee, his visage was so marred more than any man.
Yeah. Dealing with what? Yahweh Shai and how he actually looked. What he actually stood for. You know? His image. They smeared that. His name. His image was more what he actually looked like. And then obviously they crucified him in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
It
God
says
says he was, and who did that? The people that rule this place.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The Romans coming back. All right? The 10 toes, the iron, clay and iron. All right? Rome coming back, but weaker now. That's going to be destroyed by something that was not made of hands. That little stone. Yahweh Shai. Hence the body. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be used to fucking take them down while they're in their division. You know? This nigga Trump still arguing with Elon Musk, and they supposedly call the truce. Come on.
In his form,
Nigga, Elon Musk and the Trump administration, and this nigga do coke. You know what I'm saying? Make that shit make sense. Make that make sense. How you gonna run a country doing coke? You can't even play basketball doing coke. The hell? I don't give a damn what niggas was doing in the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
shit, Jake did it.
They ain't Jake. On top of that. And Jake, that was nigga, it's a, look, man, you can't do nothing of that for a long time. And it's impossible. They be talking, I can smoke weed. And no, you can't, nigga. You just doing it on the level to where it doesn't make it clear to you. You know? Even though you see it. Come on, man. LeBron James doing coke. You think he would have run 4 rings, you know? Went to 9, you know what I'm saying?
None of this is still playing right now.
Most of these niggas in the league do drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says in his form
Why they all
more,
doing weird shit? They on drugs. Go ahead.
in his form more than the sons of men.
And weed not a drug, but you know, that's really what I was getting at. So I ain't even gonna say that. Weed ain't a drug. But niggas smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? Why they be all, you know, fucked up. Go ahead.
It says, so shall he sprinkle many nations, the kings that shut their mouths at him, for that which had not been told them shall they see.
Exactly. Read that same verse one more time.
Isaiah 52 and 15.
Not that one.
Up
14.
here, verse 14, it says, as many were astounded at thee, his visage was so marred more than any man, and his form more than the sons of men.
Get ready to bring that up. Yep, go ahead.
So shall he sprinkle many nations. The kings shall shut their mouths at him.
Yeah, because they don't know who the fuck this is. They're going to be stunned when they see him because they don't know who this is. Imagine if Yahushua came to the earth now, people be confused because his visage was so marred to any man. You know? They're going to be in shock that he a so-called black man. His name was Yahushua, wasn't Jesus. That's what this is talking about. Go ahead.
It says, for that which had not been told them
See?
shall they see.
See that? They ain't know his name was Yahushua. He was a so-called black man. He didn't die for everybody. They didn't know that. You know? They heard it, but they didn't know it because they didn't hold it in their knowledge. That's why it says those that didn't like to retain God in their knowledge.
Yeah.
So it's like they don't know. You was going to say something?
And they also don't know that he's coming back with vengeance, with fury, with flamings of fire, and all of that. They don't know that. They think he's coming back in a manner that he never said. Some other type of soft-spirited, weird shit.
Some other Yahweh which he said they was going to be preaching. They was going to be selling.
And they don't know he coming back to set up rulership on the earth for us to put our foot in y'all ass, man.
Exactly.
And they don't know he's coming back to kill billions of people.
Billions.
Billions.
Just like the elite want to do. But he going to do it in righteousness.
Exactly.
Bring that out.
It says, in that which they had not heard shall they consider.
Go ahead.
That's it.
Yep. It says he's going to sprinkle the nations. You already read that?
Yeah, that's the top.
Yeah, one more time on that.
Isaiah 52 and 15, so shall he sprinkle many nations.
See? What's that talking about? Come on.
It says, the kings shall not shut their mouths at him.
No.
The kings shall, that's what it says.
Yeah.
It says, the kings shall shut their mouths at him. Fucking crazy.
See, yeah, he definitely going to set your mouth safe. You know what I'm saying?
The kings shall shut their mouths at him.
Yep.
For that which had not been told them shall they see, and that which they had not heard they shall consider.
See, he going to shut your mouth when it comes to us. He going to still run. Say he going to still be doing work on these damn people. You know what I'm saying? Literally. You know? It's still, you think demons going to disappear when the kingdom set up? No. Brothers talk about like we're going to be fucking conjuring demons on people. Because people be doing wicked shit. You know what I'm saying? Should have put a demon on a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. You know? Ain't that what Yahweh do? Ain't that how he bring people down?
Exactly.
The Lord not finna, because the kingdom set up, he gonna cut off his left hand. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Now the Lord mutated. You don't know. Balance is not leaving the earth. The balance is gonna be re-established. Right now the balance is everything is led by the left hand. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord, basically the Lord fucking everything up through the spirit, allowing it to. Nigga, he constantly hit niggas with the right. I mean the left, but eventually he gonna start leading with the right. The left's still there though. You know? And the right about to knock these people the fuck out. The left got this world like this. The right gonna change this world. It's gonna knock Esau out of damn power. It's gonna put Jake, it's gonna knock all wicked Jakes out. Oh shit. Come on, bro, bring it out. You got the Zephaniah. Zechariah, we gonna close it.
Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood,
See, so they gonna fear the name Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That was not what's told to them. See that? Go ahead.
when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
See that? Hence Terry to you, you know. It's Terry, man. Terry, you waiting on the devil to strike. You know what I'm saying? We know he coming down having great wrath. The brothers just read they being deep with crafty counsel, searching out. What the hell, they just had another summit.
Exactly.
You know? Another NATO summit and shit. Yeah, you know. They always having summits. What the hell you think they talking about? Because they never tell you.
Right.
They don't ever tell you. They just always taking them dumb pictures.
Look at dumb as hell amongst each other.
We know, we telling you what they telling you, man. The angels telling us, you know? We know it's angels like, no, click this. Go right here. No, that's facts. Angels like, that's facts.
Say it, scroll a little bit more.
Yeah, angels, man. So if the angels giving us, if we basically being led by angels to where we're moving like angels, we're insightful like angels, right? Go to whoever. Hebrews 12 and 29. It says ministering spirits.
It's 1 and 14.
That's it.
Are they not all?
Yeah, kind. Yep, that's it. I'll be always getting all confused. So, go ahead. That's it. You right, bro?
Hebrews chapter 1 and 14. Are they not all ministering spirits sent forth to minister to them who shall be heirs of salvation?
See? So they give us the information, lead us in a way, help us be in a way to where we can get that salvation. Now, angels mean what? This talking about angels, right? Angels mean what? Power. See that? So if they giving us this information where we beating y'all in this way, what you think else is gonna be used? What else you think gonna happen?
they're going to minister unto us an increase of the Spirit,
Yeah, man.
that power.
They're gonna make sure you get that power. They're gonna be like, it's the power the Lord's supposed to give you. Wake up.
That's it, yo.
Feel
Yeah.
different today.
Just like the Lord used the angels to put the Spirit on the brother to get fiery and bring out a bunch of fire precepts to do a lesson, or to hit him with a revelation or things of such. In that same manner, that power will hit that brother in that same manner.
Yep. And it ain't just spiritual power. He be like, you wake up, you gotta go here today. And it's a fucking whole paradise in comparison to what's going on.
Yeah, I got some.
You know what I'm saying? Favor. You meet a bunch of people. Go ahead.
It's the book of Sirach 39 and 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force. So like the angels, they go pour forth that spirit. It says, and appease the wrath of him
They're
that
gonna
made
make
them.
sure that spirit come forth. Because those spirits created for vengeance is essentially demons that work through or make sure events that's supposed to happen. Whether they jump on an animal, whether they jump on a woman, or they jump on a man. You know what I'm saying? But they also gonna be put on us. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, that was it.
Yup. All right, you can finish that, bro.
Isaiah 59:19
Yup.
says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, shall lift up a standard against him.
See that? Go ahead.
And the Redeemer shall come to Zion. And
So he gonna lift up his men. Because the men, the standard is what? The men with the truth, right? Right? The thing that people are seeing, which is what? The teachers, the men with the truth. He said he gonna lift up the standard. Meaning he gonna give us his men an upgrade. We gonna go beyond just preaching and teaching. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go beyond fishing. We gonna be fucking hunting in that day. You know, go ahead. They're gonna be running from us. Go ahead.
As the Redeemer shall come to Zion,
Yep.
and unto them.
And then that's gonna lead, and they're gonna lay down a lot of shit. So we don't even gotta get there yet. We don't even gotta get there. So we gonna get busy before your house shall get here. That's essentially what that's going into. So let's go ahead and get a few spiritual power scriptures. Why? Because the Lord doesn't do anything, but He's a man of war. So He gonna use us as a weapon. But you had clowns try to come on the scripts on the comic board and say Jeremiah 51:20 is not talking about Jake being the Lord's battle axe. When that's not true. You got the Zephaniah? Bring it up.
Zechariah?
Zechariah, yeah.
Zechariah 9 and
Zechariah 9. Jump to verse. Start at verse 11
yeah.
and the point at 13. Check this out.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 9, verse 11. It says, as for thee also, by the blood of thy covenant, I have sent forth thy prisoners out of the pit. For
Those that got this truth by way of Yahweh's blood. So essentially, those that got really those that got Yahweh's blood, essentially the truth. You see what I'm saying? Come on, because if look, you could claim the blood, but if you ain't got the truth, do you got the blood? Hell, fucking no. You could have believed in the blood, but you ain't hold to the truth. Do you still got the blood? No. Come on, that's the scripture. I mean, that's the spirit. Come on.
yeah, kind.
Yep.
It says, Zechariah 9:11, as for thee also, by the blood of thy covenant, I have sent forth thy prisoners out of the pit wherein
See?
is no water.
So through the Lord spilling His blood, it caused us to be able to come out of America. You know, by us coming out of the spiritual prison we was in, mentally first and foremost. See that? Because He said, He gonna put that yoke around your neck through the curses till He have destroyed you, meaning mentally. So now you got until He has put He gonna take the shackle gonna be on your neck until the shackle on your mind, basically. So that's what made us prisoners. Like you still see a lot of our people are. They ain't walking around in shackles no more, but they still in prison, you know? And another goddamn way we in prison is because we paying taxes. Now, when we get spiritual power, you think we gonna be subject to a fucking tax?
No.
You know? Go ahead, bro.
Man, that's like that Will Smith movie. Remember he was a superhero?
Hancock.
Yeah, they couldn't tax dude. It's crazy. Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 12, it says, turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope.
See that? So turn you now to the stronghold. So now the Lord shed His blood so we can come out of that state, hence come out of America. And that's going to lead you to what? Being able to get the instructions and the things you need to where that's going to come upon you, that will come upon you if you do so. You know? If you what? Go on with the rest and what? Repent now.
Right.
Because the Lord already did His part, shedding His blood, which allowed the Spirit to come right out, hence the breath, right? The oxygen that y'all supposed to receive. How the fuck can you live without breath?
Yeah.
Hell no. Come on.
It says, turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope.
And if you have breath, hence the Spirit, that proves you what? Have the blood, right? Because you don't have blood. When you lose blood, you lose breath. Where there's no blood, there is no breath. So it's only by blood that you have breath. The point of the blood is to get the breath. Remember, when Yahweh got back, what's the first thing that took place? The main thing that took place. He loosed the seals. As a lamb slain. To where we can see what's going on. Bring that out real quick. Revelation 5. 5 and start at 1. Fuckers gotta remember this, man. Come on.
Revelation 5 and 1. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written.
See? It's all about the book, man. Ain't about nothing else. Come on.
And on the backside sealed with 7 seals.
Seals locked up. This book locked to a lot of people. Come on. And how to use it. And the fact of what it is. You know? It's a navigation system. It's a history book. You know? It's over your crystal ball. You know what I'm saying? it's too telling me, you know. That's why the Lord is saying all throughout it, all these astrologists, these damn wizards, yeah, they're gonna be, you know, taken out, man. Because it's plagiarism at its finest. You got it.
Revelation 5:2, and I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, "Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof?" And no man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book.
See? But nobody truly understands. If you think Isaiah and them said it all, but they didn't understand.
Right.
Yahushua told us that. He said,
Many righteous men
Get it,
desire
get it,
to
get
see
it.
the things come.
yeah, bring it up.
It's the book of Matthew chapter 13. Matthew 13 and 15, I believe.
We ain't up here to just talk. We actually know the scriptures. We're about the scripture. That's all we care about. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Matthew 13 and verse 17, for verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them.
See, many, how many?
Many,
Many what?
many things,
Many what? No,
Many.
no. Many who?
many righteous men,
See, come on. So
that
Job, so forth and so on. Come on.
prophets,
See?
that many prophets and righteous men.
See, I mean, Isaiah, Ezekiel, all of them, bro. They ain't know what the hell they was talking about, what they was seeing. How would he know? He don't know what a missile wasn't even created. He wouldn't know. He would not know. Ezra didn't know. He just knew this stuff was going to happen and he believed it, but he didn't understand it.
Right.
Come on.
Yep.
So it says many what?
It says that many prophets and righteous men have desired,
Have what?
desired
To what?
to see,
To what?
to see.
When you see, you can understand. That's what it's talking about. Come on. You
Those-
can discern and make out what it actually is. Come on.
Those things which ye see,
Meaning those things that's made clear to us now. Oh yeah, that's that. It's a new. Oh yeah, that's spiritual power. Oh, that's what you was talking about, David. Oh, this is why this is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? This is why y'all gonna get the spiritual power. You know what I'm saying? This is why it's gonna be people in the uproar. They didn't understand why people was gonna really be in the uproar. They did because shit was wicked back then, but not like we do now. Come on,
and have not seen them,
see,
and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
see, and we telling them like it's but I don't know. It's probably more, but it probably would be more believable back then than it would be now.
Right.
But if it wasn't, you damn sure got all the facts and reasoning and proof to believe, because we bring it out. That's why our brothers do, videos with information proving shit. You know what I'm saying? So crazy ass can believe. So I said knowledge gonna be increased. So that means men knew more than Daniel. See that? So our scripture say in Psalms, I think that's 119 and 109, like 110. I understand more of the ancient.
Yeah, Psalms 119 and 100.
Yeah, 99. Started start there.
Psalms 119 and 99.
Come on.
I have more understanding than all my teachers,
See that? Isaiah. So forth and so on. Come on.
for thy testimonies are my meditation.
We understand more than Paul now. Come on.
I understand more than the ancients,
See?
because I keep thy precepts.
Yep. It's because we doing what the Lord say to do, man. To where we're going. Wouldn't you wake up? Wouldn't you come out of that prison? Go ahead and jump back to where you was. You finished?
Yeah.
All right. That's it. Go
Yep.
ahead.
Zechariah chapter 9 and verse
Go
12.
back to where you was at.
Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope.
Yeah. Okay, kind. So, yeah, go ahead.
It says, even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee.
See? Exactly. The Lord like, turn here now. I'm going to give you everything you need back. See that? Starting through this. Bring it out. You gonna finish. On top? Yeah, come on.
Revelation,
Work yourself off at. You had something?
Nah,
Revelation 5 and 2.
I gave you that spot, right?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
And I
you-
saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the
Yeah,
book
point, absolutely.
and to loose the seals thereof.
Yep.
And no man in heaven,
See?
nor in earth,
Yep.
neither under the earth,
Yep.
was able to open the book,
See?
neither to look thereon.
See? Well, look at all this. Many of these things you need to know. Men trying to figure out how we going, all the things Ezra's asked about. It was never understood because it was only by Yahushua shedding his blood to where we would be able to. We will ultimately come out of these spiritual prisons we in, that shackle will finally be taken off Jake's mind. The shackle didn't just get on Jake's mind in America.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Jake been a fucking slave. That's why Jeremiah said that. Why is Israel a homeborn slave? Is Israel a homeborn slave? Jake been thinking like this. It's just worse now. You know? And look, we got the proof. Lord put the proof, you know, of the slaveries and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, the Lord put the proof of the slaveries and shit on something called the internet. This a bug Isaiah and them out, because you could take pictures and stuff of people then. We able to freeze time, you know?
Record time.
Yeah, man, we know way more than them, bro. Now why are we put in position to be greater than Isaiah and them? Think about that. These men wrote it, but why are we put in position to why did the Lord give us more understanding than Isaiah and Daniel? Why you? What you was gonna say?
To basically,
For the very thing we're doing right now.
Cause you special, man. You know? For the shit to finally happen. And because you special, clearly, man. Let's start there. Isaiah? You know more than Isaiah. You can say that. You know? That's something to be, you know, glory in. But be humble. Because we got a job not finished.
paraphrase says, "Glory that we know the Lord."
Exactly.
So all that shit froze. You know? That's froze history. That had tripped them out. Daniel and them wasn't able to do this. You know? So we believe, Lord willing, we the men coming back, man. You know? Found our elder apostles, man. May the Lord deliver all the brothers, man. You know, all the brothers fighting in true faith and sincerity. And I mean that, man. All our families and so forth and so on. We need fucking, but look, hey, we ain't leaving like that. It's gonna be too much violence. It gotta go down first. All right? Go ahead, bro. Yep.
Revelation 5:4, and I wept much,
Yep.
because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book,
Yep.
neither to look thereon.
Yeah, we can stop at read through 5. That'd be it.
And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof.
There you go, that's 5. Yep. So he got it done by what? Shedding his blood. Start back where you was at, Mark.
Zechariah chapter 9 and 12. Turn you to the stronghold.
Previous.
Verse 11.
Blood.
Yep. It says, As for thee also by the blood of thy covenant,
See?
I have set forth thy prisoners out of the pit wherein is no water.
See? By you spilling your blood, your house shot. That's why we're his prisoners. Go ahead.
Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double.
To bring us back to Yahweh. To run into that name Yahweh, Bashmi al-Shah, which these heathens ain't heard.
Yep.
You know, that they gonna fear on that stamp when they do what they do. You know? Try to do what they do to the men that was teaching them. To where they gonna fear that name. They like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? You gonna upgrade them men. You gonna upgrade them, bro. It's gonna go the fuck up, man. Come on.
Yep. Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope.
Yep.
Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee.
Yep. And I'm gonna lead you from here. Now just go ahead and repent. Now check this out.
When I have bent Judah for me.
See, when what?
When I have bent Judah for me.
See, a lot of times we came up, right? What was the main way we came up? We was going from nation to nation. How's we coming up? Getting shit. Spoiling them.
Yeah, that's what they're taking.
Taking their shit, man. That's
By
why
the
Esau
guidance.
got all this shit. Everything this nigga got, the shit you see on the internet,
Spoils.
it's basically been found and discovered for you and your people, man.
They hoarding up all the gold so they can give it to us.
We gonna take it.
Yeah. Saints shall take the kingdom.
Yeah. Everything that's supposed to be in the kingdom that they got gonna be there. That ain't polluted.
Exactly.
Come on.
When I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion.
See, that's how the reward gonna happen.
And then, because
That's proving we the weapons of war. Go ahead.
they holding all things that are still pure for themselves, like, medicines and different jewels and gold. They keeping all that to themselves, you know. And it makes sense because when we go take the ransack them, we go, yep, it's all gonna be there for us, like all in one spot, just for us to take.
And as we spoke earlier, what is a Negard gonna do with money? They not doing shit with it because they don't know what to do with it. So it was ultimately always for us. Yeah, continuing Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 13. It says, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece.
One more time on that.
Select from the top.
Yeah.
Zechariah 9 and 13. When I have bent Judah for me,
Get the meat off the bone. Come on.
it says, filled the bow
Now,
with.
Judah talking about what? You so-called Negroes, the Southern Kingdom, right? Those are Judah and Benjamin and Levi. Next.
Yep. It says, when I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim.
Ephraim talking about the Northern Kingdom, so-called Native American Indians, so-called Latinos, Latinas. You know what I'm saying? That's goddamn how. He gonna bend us like a bow, right? So he gonna put us in place, and then he gonna use us to bring the Northern Kingdom forth, because they the arrow. You know what I'm saying? And you know the arrow sit in the bow. The arrow not able to be shot without the bow. You see what I'm saying? So we gonna basically Judah gonna get this shit cracking. You know what I'm saying? And that's when it's gonna go down, man. And that's gonna be primarily through what? The elect. Because these niggas gonna be used to show Esau that he was nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't above nobody. But by them not being able to do nothing with them, these they're not finna be able to stop these people. All they militaries, they gonna sit out on the streets and try to fight back. Back club people over the head. That's not gonna stop these people, man. They gonna die too. They show you that in the movie. They was fighting in the beginning with the damn police and shit, with the shields and all that, and the fucking tank blew the whole area, blew the fuck up, blew everybody away. And she, you know what she did? The photographer, hella dead body. I'm talking about it's hella graphic. That's how it's gonna be. And that's how she met the lead photographer. That's it.
It's about to go out this way.
Yeah, we finna get out of here. We can finish that, man. That'd be it.
Zechariah, 3%. Zechariah chapter 9
That's it.
and verse 13. When I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as a sword of a mighty man.
Yep.
Mighty man.
Yep. So read the Isaiah 59 and 19 one more time, and then we're gonna end on this.
Zechariah.
So go to Psalm 69 and 14. Start at 13.
This is
once you get there. Go ahead.
Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua shall lift up a standard against him.
Yep. Up to where he at. Psalm 69 and 13.
This is Psalm 69 verse 13. But as for me, my prayer is unto thee, O Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Right, because until then, we tarrying, we waiting. All right? Go ahead. Waiting on what? To be endued with power and for the vision to come forth. We know it's going to come forth. Though it tarry, wait. He said wait for it. Meaning tarry, because it's going to surely come. So we waiting on these devils to bring forth what they got to do. We waiting on more information to come to where we can see, okay, yeah, we really are getting that power. You know, whether it's understanding and so forth and so on. We waiting on it. And that, because that's what's going to happen, man. And then once that happens, Yahweh Shah going to be here, man. All right? Go ahead.
It says, but Psalm 69 and 7, Psalm 69 and 13. But as for me, my prayer is unto thee, O Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, in an acceptable time.
And this proof every brother not going to get spiritual power, because how you going to have martyrs? You know what I'm saying? Or, if they do get spiritual power, it ain't a power to where it'll get them out that situation. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
It says, O God, in the multitude of thy...
And that's beautiful, and that make it easier to go through a martyrhood if you know, because you die with spiritual power. You know what I'm saying? So you know the Lord with you. You know what I'm saying? That's heavy. Think about that.
And you know it means nothing.
Yeah, you know you coming back. You're like, yeah, I already got the spiritual power, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? You just didn't have one that could get you out of that. But your confidence gonna be so through the roof, you gonna, you know, that's
You know,
fire.
like, you probably gonna say, "Hurry up, kill me, so I can
Yeah.
go up there, get it out
rest.
the way."
Yeah, get the rest.
And then they probably won't even kill you at that point. Like, fuck. They like, you know,
Oh wow, they like that's their power. Wow. Oh shit. You see that?
Shit, I can't leave it up.
It looks like it's their power. From here, like it's their power. I'd probably say some more, but right here, look at P-O-W-E-R.
the first 5 words I think says power.
That's crazy. That's amazing. Go ahead, bro. Let's finish.
It says Psalms 69, verse 13. But as for me, my prayer is unto thee, O Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, in an acceptable time. O God, in the multitude of thy mercy, hear
What's
me.
the acceptable time when the enemy come in like a flood, when it's popping off, and you know, we need that power, man. You gonna be praying the Lord give you that power, man. That's the perfect time to ask for the power. See that? Woo, that's the time when it's acceptable. And then the Lord say, whenever you pray, the Lord gonna answer
Exactly.
whatever you ask for. But if you ask and you don't receive, it's because you ask amiss.
Yep.
So you gotta ask for shit seasonably, and you know, and for the right cause. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and he'll give it. He'll answer. I can't wait. Woo! Can't wait. Go ahead. Praying for a fucking TV. Fuck the TV. You know what I'm saying? Some stupid shit. Come on.
It says, O God, in the multitude of thy mercy, hear me. In the truth of thy salvation, deliver me out of the mire, and let me not sink. Let me be delivered from them that hate me,
Yep. Check this out.
and out of the deep waters.
See? That flood.
Exactly.
Come on.
Let not the water flood overflow me.
See? That lock the water overflow me, and it's not. And the Lord already answered that through who? Isaiah. He's like, look, when that flood come in, them waters come in, all these people come in, all these civilians going crazy, niggas might try breaking your shit. The Lord gonna lift up a fucking standard, man. He gonna upgrade your ass. You know what I'm saying? He gonna upgrade you, brother. It's gonna be lit, you know? Go ahead.
It says, let not the water flood overflow me, neither let the deep swallow me up,
See? And it ain't gonna happen. Come on.
and let not the pit shut her mouth upon me.
See? Now how is the Lord gonna prevent a whole army from taking you down?
Spiritual power.
Lift up a standard.
Spiritual power.
How would that prayer be able to be answered when we know that flood talking about a bunch of men,
Exactly.
bunch of people?
By make 1,000 men put to flight.
And that's probably why we're gonna close here. Psalms 91:7, we close right there. That's probably why you have this. Because you don't know how they got here.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 91 and verse 7.
I get it.
Yeah.
1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand,
Woo!
but it shall not come nigh thee.
Woo!
Because it says at thy right hand. You know, so
Woo!
At thy right-
Yeah, but
yeah,
that
yeah.
too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But I'm saying you niggas dead around you.
Yeah, this is
the
you.
Lord
did it.
never told you. Yeah.
you did it. Yeah, you said it's your right hand.
You probably
You did, yeah.
ran up and you just got pissed, and then a field came over your ass. You know, and they all dropped dead. You like, what the fuck? You opened your eyes and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they just all dead. You know? But yeah, that's basically it, man. Brother came, right? Right? Yeah, how about you know something brother Kyle? Yeah, so that's the spirit, man. So how else could that prayer be answered? You know? It couldn't. You know? How else could he not let a pit swallow you up that you clearly in the grave? How you gonna come out this grave, man? How you gonna come out that army brigade that just came through your door? You know? Those floods of people that recognized you from, you know, teaching this. You see what I'm saying? That want you dead now, which the Lord said. How? Because we know that prayer gonna get answered.
yeah, because the Lord, He said, shall teach my hand
How to
to
war.
bend a bow.
Oh,
Yeah, same
You know
thing.
what I'm saying?
You know, and you behind some prison bars or whatever, you know. whatever. However it works.
He said, I'm gonna elevate the scriptures on you. I mean, I'm gonna put you on them. You're gonna act them out now. You know what I'm saying? That's living up that standard. So with that, Lord willing, y'all been edified, man. We're gonna be back out here, you know, for the actual highways and hedges. So next time, hey, watch, pray that you may be counted worthy, man. And do what you need to do in the meantime, between time in your life, man. You know, use wisdom, all right? Don't be over wicked, don't be over righteous. All right? Call her on live.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Waharakak Wadash.
All right? So next time we say shalom.
A Bible ball.
Yep, Bible ball.
Baba boy.